All right, it says we're starting. I should be getting an ad popping up pretty soon that I'll have to minimize. So let's go ahead and do that. 5 seconds I got to watch about Clean Energy Association. Let's go ahead and skip that. All right, we're live, Don. You ready? You ready to do another Glendale Coin Club meeting?
Yes, sir.
All right. Wow, lots of people in the chat already. Thanks, everybody, for popping in and joining us for our Coin Club meeting. Then this is the December 11th, 2020 live meeting of the Glendale Coin Club. And like all of our meetings that we do in person or even here on YouTube, Don, I think we should probably start by standing up and saying the Pledge of Allegiance. What do you think?
Absolutely. Sounds good.
So let's go ahead and put a flag down here. Let me make that full screen. And yeah, you want to lead us?
Sure. No problem.
All right.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right.
Play ball.
We can definitely do that. Thank you for that. Let me set the flag over here in a good spot. All right. Again, welcome everyone. And I'll go ahead and remove myself from the full layout there. Don Berry, as you guys know, will be filling out raffle tickets for a bunch of free raffle prizes that we have. I guess we don't even call them raffle prizes. They're just free giveaways. You got to do nothing to have a chance at those except say something in chat at some point so Don could write down a ticket with your name. And Don, have you been showing tickets under your screen there so people can see you doing that? Or
I will be doing that in a minute. I'm just trying to get caught up with all the new people.
Okay, very good. So keep your eye on that right-hand side of the screen, and you will see Don adding raffle tickets over there for you. So NCFXSTI has to be up at 4. Well, thanks, NCF. Remember, these meetings are recorded. You can watch them back at any time, but I definitely appreciate you popping in and saying hello to us. Real quick, a little bit about our coin club. For those of you joining us for the first time, we are the Glendale Coin Club out of Southern California. Founded in March 1959, we are the Friendly Coin Club. We always have our meetings on the second Friday of the month. And I've been the president of the club for the last few years. Don Berry, who's SoCal Box Breaks there, he's been our club secretary for the last few years. And I know we both hope that all of you out there are doing well. And yeah, I know we both wish we could be meeting back at the library meeting room that like we usually have for the last few years. Looked like we were starting to get close to maybe getting back to like a normal life for a while there, but then I don't know. Now we're on full lockdown again, so I can't tell you when we're going to be meeting again. I don't think anybody really knows for sure. Those of you outside of the area, just so you know, Los Angeles County is pretty much fully closed for pretty much everything, and seems it's going to be that way for at least the rest of this calendar year, especially things like public meeting rooms and things like coin club meetings and coin shows. So we're going to keep meeting online until further notice, I guess. This is now our 9th meeting that we've had online since our normal meetings stopped. If any of you have missed any of the last 8 meetings, they're here on the YouTube channel for you to watch back at any time. You can watch on just about any computer or phone, or even on a smart TV, you know. And I just added a playlist of all the GCC meetings on the channel here to try to make it a little easier for you to find those meetings if you want to watch any of those back. All those meetings we had, they had really good guest speakers, and we've gotten lots of positive feedback about the meetings. So if you have missed any of them, I recommend you check them out. All right, and then just like we mentioned at each meeting, I just want to let you know that I do earn a little bit of advertising revenue from YouTube, which is Google. Google and YouTube pay a little bit of money for us, all those little ads you got to skip at the beginning of each. All the money that we get in for that goes right to the Coin Club. It's not much. It's like $1 or $2. But sometimes people do donations through the Super Chat. All of that does go to the club for sure. And at the beginning of the stream, before it even started, Mr. Marmello, one of our viewers who actually lives in New Zealand, he donated $12.50 to the club before the meeting. So I wanted to thank him for that. And I also see that NCFXSTI just donated $10 to the club. He says, thanks MKRC and GCC. You'll see it on replay. Thank you very much for that. That's really great, and we do appreciate that. So appreciate all your support, NCF. That's awesome. While Don is filling out raffle tickets, I'm going to go full screen myself here. just to show you what's up for grabs. So this here, all these here tonight are our free giveaway prizes that you have a chance to win just by being here. Just by being here, that's it. We got a couple 10th ounce silver Walking Liberty rounds. We got 3 of those up for grabs. We got this 2020 Philadelphia $1 Sacagawea coin that was donated to the club by Walt Ostermecki. We also got an Australian donation dollar, which is pretty cool. That was also donated to the club by Walt Ostermecki. We got this one here. It's a 2008 silver proof Hawaiian quarter. Really cool piece. Nice little silver PCGS graded Hawaii quarter. We got a 1964 silver Kennedy half dollar graded PCGS MS62. Got one of our 2019 Glendale Coin Club copper medals done by Dan Carr of the Moonlight Mint. That's up for grabs tonight. And we got a couple 2020 Silver Eagles. Those will be the last 2 giveaways of the night. And they're in nice festive holiday holders here. This one here says Happy Holidays. And this one here just has a Christmas tree. Or if you're out here in Southern California, we're required by state law to call it a holiday tree, I believe. So I think that's a joke. Is it, Don? I don't know. I don't know if that's even real or not.
I'm sure it's in the law somewhere.
It's in the works, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, yeah, it's that time of year. Usually our club would be having our Christmas party this time of year where we would be having lots of fun drinking the Martinellis and lots of desserts and filling up on sugar, playing some bingo. So unfortunately, we can't do that. So we did wanted to make sure to add some extra free stuff tonight. Wish we could add a lot more for everybody, but that's what we got tonight. We'll also end the meeting after we do the program and the show and tell. We'll end the meeting with after the giveaways, of course, we'll do an auction at the end where it's all items owned by the club, and they'll all start at $1 with all proceeds benefiting our coin club. If you want a preview of the items up for auction, that is in the description to this video. You'll be able to see that in the description. Or you can wait until we do the auction, and then you'll see it there too. All right, let's go through just a couple announcements. As you guys know, all the shows and club meetings in California are pretty much canceled. I don't know of anything live happening anywhere around anytime soon. There was supposed to be a show in Las Vegas this month. They did have shows even in prior months in Las Vegas, but this one in December was canceled. I think the county finally told them they couldn't do it. The January Fun Show is canceled, so that's disappointing. Long Beach, February, I haven't heard official word from Long Beach Expo themselves, but don't bet on that one happening. Verdugo Hills Coin Club show set for March 28th, 2021. I mean, as we get closer to that, it's getting more and more unlikely that we would even be able to do that if the county and the city allowed us to do that, just because we can't really start planning for the show and doing everything that we need to do and all the advertising until we know it can happen. So the closer we get to that, the more unlikely that's going to be. And I mean, we're hoping that we can even do our Glendale Coin Club show that's usually in October. The date for that one's, we got it scheduled. We got the place reserved October 24th, 2021. But guess we're just kind of playing it by ear for now. Remember, you can do a lot of stuff coin related from home still. There are clubs meeting online, including ours, of course. There are a couple other clubs in the Los Angeles area meeting through different online platforms. Some of them are invite only. But Jim Phillips, and I saw James Phillips in the chat here, he just put up a listing on the NASC website. That's Numismatic Association of Southern California. Their website is nasc.net. And I could probably even, or Don could probably type that in the chat. One of you guys could. Or somebody can. nasc.net. And I just lost my spot in the thing here, though. But anyway, he put the online listing of club meetings up there. So it starts with our meeting. We already know about this one. But I saw there that on December 14th, the Military Coin Club meeting is they're actually having a meeting through GoToMeeting. It has instructions on how to join that one if you'd like to. December 16th, it looks like Hemet Coin Club is going to have a telephone conference meeting that's available for you to attend if that's of interest. And if you want to attend any of those other clubs, and I'm sure as more and more clubs reach out to Jim and we try to help him build that list, it'll get more and more meetings listed there. And if you're new to any of those clubs, just tell them you heard about them through our Glendale Coin Club meetings. in Jim's list that he put up on the NASC website, and that'd be really cool. And if you know, I know there's clubs meeting all over the country through Zoom or GoToMeeting or other things like that. Almost all of them are not advertised publicly. They're just all private. And you got to have codes to get into them. But if you know of any of those and you take part in any of those, share that information with me or Jim Phillips, and we can try to get that onto the listing just because, more people better, I think we should try to keep sharing this great hobby that we love with as many as we can. So, and like I said, we do these meetings here online. We get people from all over the country and all over the world watching them, which is just amazing. So I want to thank you for watching. Real quick, a couple announcements, and then we'll get into the program for tonight. Metals prices down a little bit. You guys all watched that. Gold's at $18.40 an ounce. Silver's right about $24 an ounce. Although if you're going to try to buy any of that stuff, you probably got to pay a little more because demand is still pretty high for that, for the bullion. And a lot of places you just can't find good stuff in stock. But not at spot prices. That's it. You got to pay the premiums, it seems. And other than that, Don, do you have any announcements?
Nope. Just working on the tickets. I'm
Just
good.
Working on the tickets. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring our guest speaker up. Bring Joe up here for everybody to see. Joe, how you doing?
All right.
So anyway, we got Joe Boling here, and he's going to be doing a presentation. It's called "Why Do Counterfeiters Counterfeit?" And it's going to deal with all the reasons paper money is replicated, other than just to make a buck at another person's expense. And I think we're going to learn a little bit on how to determine whether a note is counterfeit. For those of you that don't know Joe, he's a specialist in paper money and in authenticating paper money. He said he's an A&A Life member, and I know he's taught courses at A&A Summer Seminar. And definitely want to take this quick chance to thank Walt Ostermecki for helping to arrange this program for us. And of course, thank Joe in advance for presenting this to our club. And with that, I can go ahead and share your screen whenever you're ready to pop that up, Joe.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, we're going to go ahead and do that. All right, Joe, the floor is yours.
Okay, I've got 2 PowerPoint slides here, and then I'm going to have a whole bunch of slides in Windows Photo Viewer because I can manipulate the images in that. I can't manipulate the images in PowerPoint. So why do counterfeiters counterfeit? Well, it's not always to make an illicit buck. Okay, sometimes it is to get rich, but all these other reasons that you see here, dealing with national and international operations, military and other kinds of security issues, or all the way down to the bottom there just to sell to tourists. We're going to see examples of all of these kinds of uses of replicated paper money. Oh, let's switch over here. Everybody see 2 notes there? Provincial Bank of Manchuria.
Can see them. Yep.
Okay. This is the top case. Yes, to make an extra buck. The top note is genuine. It's intaglio. That's engraved. I don't remember where that was printed. It may have been printed in Peking because they did have a full intaglio banknote printing capability in Peking. Beijing these days. This is a replica of that note. This Provincial Bank of Manchuria in Chinese is Provincial Bank of the 3 Eastern Provinces. The 3 Eastern Provinces being the provinces that made up Manchuria. You can see that the lettering on this is pretty irregular compared to the genuine note up here. Much more well done here. The replica is it's either letterpress or lithographed. I haven't looked at it in so long I don't remember which it is, but it's not intaglio. It's not engraved. And it becomes very obvious when you look at the difference on the back. even though they're well circulated, and I try to collect my genuine notes in the same condition as my counterfeits, so you can see that even a schlocky looking piece, you can certainly tell the difference between a genuine and an ungenuine piece. A counterfeit meant for circulation, or a replica meant for some other purpose. Now here we have one. The purpose of this note being counterfeited was to spend in international commerce. This is a Chinese nationalist note from during World War II. It's in Talio. It was printed by the Datung Book Company just outside of Hong Kong over on the mainland. The print plant was overrun by the Japanese, captured complete, lock, stock, and barrel. And because this was an internationally traded currency, the Japanese decided, all right, we're going to keep printing this and use it to buy war material in international commerce. But rather than just keep printing right there outside Hong Kong where the plant was, they disassembled everything, all the equipment, took everything up to Tokyo, the inks, the plates, the paper, and some of the technicians, set the whole thing back up and started to work up there. But by the time they got through all that, it took a couple of years to get that all accomplished, the value of the nationalist Chinese yuan had dropped so much that these 10 yuan notes were worthless in international commerce. So all that work was for nothing. They should have just continued printing on site. Now, I have not been able to so far analyze a sufficient number of these to be able to separate the ones printed in Tokyo from the ones not printed in Tokyo. Counterfeiters like to sign their work. It's a truism that in almost every case, a counterfeiter will introduce some sort of little minor detail that can be used to distinguish his work from the original. Presumably, this is so that his cohorts don't end up taking their own notes back in commerce. They don't want to take bad money if they can get good money instead. I have a specimen of this, which I haven't gone over line by line to see if I can figure out what the replica notes may have been signed with. I have a 3-note sheet that I bought in Tokyo, which I believe is from the Tokyo operation, and that's what I want to compare against the specimen. I just haven't had the time to do it. What you do get, there's the back of the note, you do find a lot of these notes in the market with various rubber stamps on them. These are all printer's waste. These rubber stamps say that there's a problem either with the main face plate, or the main back plate, or the underprint, the tints. Tint is the technical term for this lithographed underprint. You can see that there's parallel lines here and colors. Those are not intaglio. The only intaglio here is this deep brown. Everything else is used some other printing method. So if there's a defect in that, it would get a rubber stamp. You also find these with mismatched serial numbers, particularly from front to back, where you get the serial number on the back does not agree with the serial number on the front. So all of those, when you find them, there must have been a carton full of these things, and probably some sheets as well that got cut up, because some of the notes have no apparent defect on them. The rubber stamp says there's a defect of a certain nature and you can't find it, but it may have been somewhere else on the sheet. Treat those all as printer's waste, which is exactly what they are. I suspect that they stayed down in China after the war, that they didn't get moved to Tokyo and were pigeoned away in some pigeonhole someplace in some warehouse and didn't come on the market until the 1970s, 1980s. It's possible that they were printer's waste from the Japanese operation, but I think they came out of China, not out of Japan. Right, here's a case where the Japanese had issued occupation currency. The one on top is for Burma, which is what the B stands for. The one on the bottom is for Malaya, which is what the M stands for. And we had, and the British also had, special forces working behind Japanese lines in both of these areas. And they needed currency to conduct their operations. They couldn't just walk into a Japanese bank or a Burmese or Malayan bank and withdraw it, or knock over a post office, because these teams were small, no more than a dozen or so men, and the Japanese were in the area in regimental strength. So there was no question about them fighting a toe-to-toe battle. The good guys would have lost. So they requested that these be counterfeited, that these be replicated in the States and airdropped into them in their operational area. And that was accomplished. The first ones to be printed were the Burmese, then the Malay. They also ordered the ones for Netherlands East Indies. When we got the records out of the CIA, this is before they were declassified and moved over to the National Archives. What was in the CIA was declassified on a Federal Freedom of Information Act request and partially redacted. Everything in those records that dealt with other countries' counterfeiting of these currencies, notably the British, was redacted because they didn't figure that they could release the information about what the Brits were doing with these currencies during the war. There was no indication in any of those records that the Netherlands East Indies notes actually went into production, but they exist. We found them in circulation, well, not in circulation, obviously, but in post-circulation, decades after the war. Some of these counterfeits with the diagnostic marks of the British or American replicas have been found. So all three of those were prepared for use by Allied affiliated or Allied direct forces operating in these areas. Now, as I said, counterfeiters like to sign their work, and there are diagnostic elements in these plates that can be used to separate the good notes from the bad notes. You notice on the back here that the notes are exactly the same, except it has a denomination on the Burmese piece and a nice ocean scene with a ship way off in the distance here on the Malayan piece. When they started out, as I said, they counterfeited this note first, and then they just stripped out this part of the plate and substituted in this part of the plate and kept on printing. They either didn't notice or didn't care that there are little minute differences between the plates of the Burmese and the Malayan pieces. And that's where they tripped up, because we have examples of the Malay pieces that have the diagnostic marks that belong to the Burmese piece. Here's the Malayan. This is on the back of the Malayan piece. This is the original. And this is what I call the Burma Reverse. The Burma Reverse has this low arch down here, as distinguished from this high arch up here. There are some other minor differences too, but this was the first difference that was discovered. I was going through a stack of these $10, and by the way, the $10 denomination on these Malay pieces is not US dollars, it's straight settlements dollars, it's Malay dollars. So the British had counterfeited these notes, and they counterfeited them with no watermark. They didn't have a watermark in the paper. And that's what I was searching for. I was holding, I had about, 70 or so pieces of this, and well circulated. And I was holding them up to the light, looking for no watermark pieces. And I've noticed a couple, the paper looked a little bit different. And I laid them aside and finished going through the stack. Did not find any of the British watermarkless pieces. But then I picked up the other two and I said, if they took any shortcuts, it would have been on the back. And I turned it over, and within about 7 seconds, I found this difference. And that was one of the high points of my numismatic career, was identifying the diagnostic of the U.S. counterfeits done for the OSS, the Office of Strategic Services, to send in to the team, the OSS team that we had operating in Burma. They actually weren't in Malaya, but the Malay dollars and the Burmese rupees traded across borders, and they could use them, so they had them counterfeited as well. Now here's another example of a note that needed to be used by friendly forces operating behind Japanese lines. Japan never formally occupied Thailand. They put the strong arm on Thailand and says, in exchange for not occupying your country, you're going to feed us. You're going to give us most of your rice production, which the Thais agreed to do. But then the Thais resisted. There was a free Thai resistance in the hinterland operating against the forces that were supporting the Japanese. And they needed currency for their operation. Well, there were several different kinds of currency circulating in Thailand at the time. These were the ones printed in London. See down here, Thomas De La Rue and Company Limited, London. So the British went to De La Rue and said, we need you to replicate, we need you to reprint these notes, because the Thais preferred the London bots to the Bangkok bots. The Bangkok bots were being printed by a Thai government agency in Thailand they were not engraved. They were very low quality. They were very unpopular. So they wanted the pre-war notes, which were still circulating, to use for their operations. And De La Rue said, go away, you're not our customer. The Thai government is our customer. We're not going to reprint the notes for your benefit. So the British said, well, okay, since the Thais have declared war on us, that was one of the things that they had to do to satisfy the Japanese, was declare war on the Allies. That makes you a co-conspirator to, somebody that's fighting with us, so we're going to confiscate these plates. So they confiscated the plates, and then they handed them back to De La Rue. Says, now there are plates, now print from them. And De La Rue said, well, okay, we'll do that. But before they did it, they modified the plates so that the Thais could repudiate the reprinted notes after the war if they desired to. Well, that never happened. The Thais honored the notes after the war. But the very fact that they marked the plates so that they could be identified as replica notes was an operational security violation of the highest order, because any Thai who got caught with one of the marked notes, it was off with his head. And I mean that literally. That was what the Japanese were doing everywhere that they were operating. They didn't like somebody, out came the sword, and off went the head. Well, as it happens, the Japanese never tumbled to the fact that there were some of these marked notes in circulation. Now, what's the marker? Well, we're going to look at this title block up here, which says Government of Thailand, or Government of Siam, actually. It didn't become Thailand until, these notes were still in circulation. This design was still in circulation when they changed the title to Government of Thai from Government of Siam. But at any rate, we're going to look at this corner up here, and this area right here, and a little area right over here. And there are other places where these distinctions can also be found between the originals and the replicas. Here's one of the free Thai notes. It's got a little notch up here in the top. I don't know what happened to it, but I'm delighted to have it, and in whatever condition it is. They did these in 1, 5, and 10 baht denominations. The 1-bots were apparently completely used up during the war. They are very difficult to find. They're really rare. I've never even seen one. The 5 and 10s you can cherry pick. I've picked one up off of eBay. I picked one up out of a Lynn Knight auction. The Thais know all about them. They auction them separately in their auctions these days, and they go for a significant premium over a genuine or an original note in the same condition. Now here are the 2 title blocks. I blow this up here. You can see that there's a line coming right up here and ending in this little blob here. And then the replicated one, well, let's see where, all the way down here. That top line is missing. The blob is still there, but the line has been removed. And we've got the same thing over in this area right here. There's the original with a very narrow bay, and the replica has a very wide bay. Now, this is a naked eye diagnostic. You don't need a magnifying glass to see this. So it's very easy to separate. As I said, I picked one of these up off of eBay, where the reproduction of the seller was not very good, but it was good enough that I could see this gap here, and I bid and won the piece, and subsequently sold it for a very handsome profit, because I had this nicer condition piece despite the little notch in the top. Now over on the far side there, we've got 3 shading lines here: Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. And here Baby Bear has gone away, and these 2 have been altered. And there's also some change over here in this. See how this one has horns on it? This one does not. And there's other changes like that throughout these plates. It's I don't have any pictures here of the 10-bot, but that's cherry picker's heaven. You know, every one of those notes that I ever see, first I check serial numbers, because the serial number ranges are published, and they were scattered widely through all the serials that were used in little clumps. So there weren't any big blocks. The Japanese couldn't identify a replica just simply by glancing at the serial number and say, oh, it starts with 7293. And then the last 2 digits rotate. It wasn't really that easy. Okay, this is another Chinese note, printed in, probably printed in Peking as well. The bank was in Shanghai. This is the Central Reserve Bank of China. And this is an intaglio note in this violet color. When this note was first issued, it was brown on the face and the back. And within the first year, they changed the colors to violet. I don't know why. Maybe they ran out of the whatever they were using to make the brown ink. But they changed the colors to violet on both face and back. And it's engraved on the face, and I think it's straight litho on the back. There's the back. Now here's a replica down below here. And it's easy to pick these out, because look at the serial number. This is a nice regular font up here. And this is a really ragged number down here in a very unusual font. The first one of these I ever found was in a junk box at Almanzar's in San Antonio. And I didn't tell him what he had. I didn't even know what the story one was on it. I just knew that it was a counterfeit note. And that tickled me. So it went into my little stack of notes I was buying that day. We don't know who did this one. The records we got from the CIA said the British had counterfeited notes of this bank. Didn't say which note they counterfeited. Didn't say anything further about it. But we're anticipating that this was the note that the British had counterfeited. And it's so ragged, so ugly looking, that we think the purpose must have been to destroy public confidence in this series. if everyone knows that counterfeits exist, then they become leery of handling them, because if they don't know how to tell a counterfeit from a good one, and they get caught with a counterfeit, off with his head. So it would have disrupted the economy. These are not rare. I must have handled 7 or 10 of these things over the years. What's really weird about them is that they didn't make it a violet back. They made it a brown back. This note never existed in real life as an original with a violet face and a brown back. The brown backs were from the first series of these notes. So whether that was intentional, accidental, who knows? But that's another easy way to tell these apart. If it's got a violet face and a brown back, it's not original. There's the violet. And there's the brown. All right, skip ahead a couple of generations. Vietnam. This is an intaglio note printed in China for the Vietnamese. I believe these were printed in Shanghai. These are replicas that were printed on Guam at the Navy Field Printing Plant for the U.S. to airdrop into North Vietnam with propaganda messages on them. So our primary purpose here was propaganda, to spread word about how bad things were going for the North Vietnamese, and wouldn't it be better if everybody was under the liberal free government down south. Not that the government down south was liberal and free, but it wasn't communist. There were several of these propaganda messages, and they all have different code numbers on them. I think there were 3 or 4 for each denomination. There were 3 denominations prepared. But you can see how easy it is to detach this to a pair of scissors, and you cut this off, and you've got a pretty good replica of the original piece. Now, this is not engraved, this is lithographed, but they did a very good job with this tint here of the variegated tint, or the progressive tint. On the original note, it actually does change from brown to blue to brown in the same plate. You have blue ink here in the middle, and you have brown ink over here, and where it merges, it changes color gradually. Well, they replicated that by printing brown here, and then getting the brown in reduced volume across the center here, and then more of it over here. So there actually are 2 separate colors here, blue and brown, whereas this is 2 different colors, but they actually physically merge. Here they didn't physically merge. One was printed on top of the other. But without a magnifying glass, that's impossible to distinguish. So they did a good job of making these replicas. The serial numbers, look proper. If you're a trained teller, you'd be able to tell from the feel that this was intaglio and this was lithographed. It has a different feel, but cut the tab off and you may have some currency. Now, nobody in his right mind is going to try to take one of these into a bank and exchange it for a good note, because although it might not lose his head, he could certainly lose his freedom and be locked up for a long time. So a secondary purpose to passing this propaganda was damaging the confidence in the currency. You never knew. Once things were circulated, it would be even harder to distinguish between them, whether the piece in your hand was good or bad, and it would make you think, very hard about where you were going to spend it, who was going to get to see it, and things like that. Now, here's a note that was circulating in Iraq when we went in for Desert Storm, the first Gulf War, 1991. This is a 25, that's a 2 and a 5 in Arabic numerals, 25 dinar piece, printed in Switzerland, intaglio, on nicely watermarked paper, circulating at the time. we wanted to put propaganda messages on replicas of these. Now here's the first replica. This was a CIA replica, and it's very ugly. I mean, nobody's going to mistake this for a real piece of money. But the Saudis, whose land we were occupying as we were building up to go into Iraq, said, oh, no, we don't want anybody messing with the currency. You can't use those. Even though they were uniface, they had propaganda message on the back, and they were, ugly as sin. So these went into storage someplace and were not used and are quite scarce in the market today. But after a while, we told the Saudis to get bent, and we replicated them in full color in reasonable quality at a army map printing plant in Schwetzingen, Germany. I was working in Heidelberg at the time. I knew this was going on in Schwetzingen. I never got my tail out there to try to tuck myself into the plant to take a look at the operation. They wouldn't have let me in anyway, but at least I could have tried. I was an Army colonel at the time, so I might have been able to talk my way past at least the first two guards, but I never did that. Now these, obviously are not the same quality as this here. This is intaglio, and it's, the colors are nice and bright and vibrant, and these colors over here are considerably less. And these had 4 different propaganda messages on the back. This was the only one that was in color. And here's the poor downtrodden Iraqi troop carrying Saddam Hussein on his back. And I don't know what the propaganda message says here, but it can't be very friendly to Hussein. Those notes were so popular. And by the way, we even made them a little smaller than the original. There's the original, and here's our replica, which is somewhat smaller. They were so popular that there weren't enough of these to satisfy the civilian demand in the States for these propaganda leaflets. So the propaganda leaflets were counterfeited. Here's our original propaganda leaflet. And when the reprints were made, they were made the proper size, the same size as the original notes. Still, weakly washed out colors, but there have been 2 different productions of replicas of this leaflet for collectors markets, not for propaganda in the Middle East, but for collectors. Here's the second one, and that's the same size as ours. And you can see that the colors are somewhat different. This one, to somebody who's handled these, you can pick this out of a junk box instantly as one of the replica pieces, and to my mind, not worth nearly as much as the original pieces. All right, one of those lines on the second slide said to take advantage of a currency reform. Currency reform is a good time to pass counterfeits for 2 reasons. One is that the new notes are not familiar to the populace, so it's easy to pass a low quality note because somebody looks at it and looks at it a little bit askance, and you say, oh, well, that's one of the new notes. Haven't you seen these yet? And you talk the guy into taking it. The other reason it's a good time is because there's a huge amount of currency going through the banks. And so it's easy to integrate counterfeit notes with genuine notes that are being exchanged for the new currency. The people who are doing the counting and handing out the new notes are not going to spend the time to look at examine every note closely. So this was a late war in Japan, 100 yen note, lithographed, low quality. It is on watermark paper. And it was a note that was being retired. It was being, a new one was being substituted with the same design, but from intaglio plates and, much higher quality. But there weren't enough of the new ones. So in order to keep the economy going, they took some of the ones that had already been retired and put this stamp on them. This is like a postage stamp glued on. which has the denomination, and it's printed in intaglio. And that revalidated the note. After March 1946, these notes were worthless, couldn't be exchanged at all. But if it carried one of these stamps, it was still had 100 yen value. So the stamp was counterfeited, not the note, but the stamp. Here we have the counterfeit stamp, and it's lithographed. It's not intaglio, and the color's not even quite right. The rubber stamps here say counterfeit, and the rubber stamps over here say no value, because without a genuine stamp on it, the note was worthless. Here's an example of a country counterfeiting its own notes. North Korea issued these in 1947 on watermark paper. In the 1980s, using the original plates, they reprinted the notes and sold them through an outlet in Hong Kong to get Western currency, to get hard currency in the economy. These are not on watermark paper, and you can see it's a bright white paper rather than a cream-colored paper. So if you find any of these 1947 notes, hold it up to a light and see if it's got a watermark. If it's got a watermark, it's original. Now the watermark is a repeating star pattern, but it's a very funny, I mean, it's not individual stars, it's overlap stars. And it looks more like just mottled paper than a real design. Once in a while you can find one of these that has a bold watermark and it's more easily seen, but that's Russian paper. These are printed in Russia. I don't know whether Gosnak did it or somebody out in the Far East, but it was a Russian paper. And the ones that they printed in the 80s were on stark white bond. This is on a light box, so you got light coming through the paper. And you can see that there is a design here, even though you can't make it out. And there's no design here. So if you're looking for these 1947 notes from North Korea, check and see if you've got an original or one of their replicas. They're not making those anymore. They quit doing that. Here's a note from late in the war from Manchukuo, which was the Japanese puppet government in North China. It's intaglio. They were printing these in Japan all through the war, and late in the war, our submarine blockade was so effective they couldn't get them from Japan over to Manchukuo, so they started printing them in Peking. And they changed the imprint down here to say Manchu Printing Bureau rather than saying Imperial Cabinet Printing Bureau, which is who was doing it in Japan. But it is engraved, and it does have a true progressive tint. It's a pale yellowish brown over here, merging into green, and then merging into the same yellowish brown over here. Here's a replica for collectors. It's not intaglio, and you can see that they didn't have a true progressive tint. There are distinct lines between the two shades of the tint. Well, they also did not get the backs right. I thought I had a close-up of that border, but okay, so just blow it up here. You can see where one breaks off and the other begins. The two colors do not merge like they should. Also, the serial numbers, the fonts are different size. You got this 5314 over here, and then the 78 is a larger size than these. This one, for some reason, got doubled. I don't know how or why it got doubled, but the only two numbers that changed are the last two. The rest are all 5314. You can see that it has only a single serial number. The genuines also had only a single serial. The ones coming from Japan had two serials, but they apparently didn't have enough serial numbering machines in China to put two serials on the same note late in the war. Obviously, they did have enough earlier. I mean, that print plant in China, did good work, and they were printing notes for decades before the war. But with all the destruction that occurred during the war, it severely limited their capability. They didn't have enough serial number machines to put 2 serials on it. And as I said, they got the back color wrong. This was the original Japanese produced back brown color. For some reason, they didn't have that brown in Manchuria, and they used this pale violet on the backs of these emergency notes. Now, you could pass these things in collector circles. These were not made to circulate during the war. These were made to sell to collectors in the 70s, 80s, before China opened up. These notes were very scarce, bordering on being rare in the West. And well, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't know how that happened. Well, I just lost my... All right, we'll go down here and start from scratch. All
right, Joe. Are you trying to find another one there? I'm sorry.
No, I've got it again here. I just...
He just lost his place, Mike.
No, I didn't lose the place. I lost
it clicked out. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I hit something.
No problem.
This cursor is erratic, and it sometimes jumps to this corner. If it was in that corner when I tried to click it, I zapped it. Yeah, we're getting along here. So, as I said, it was easy to pass these to collectors because it was known that this was an emergency issue late in the war, and this would be the kind of quality you'd expect from an emergency issue. Nobody knew that the genuine notes were intaglio with true progressive tints, and when these were in the market, it was assumed that this was what, in fact, was being produced in 1945 and was now trickling out of China. Well, they were trickling out of China, all right, but they were trickling out of China as frauds, not as genuine. I paid $600 or $700 for this piece when I bought it. Same thing for this one when I finally found it. The genuines now run for a couple of hundred because enough notes have come out of China now to satisfy most of the demand. And you hardly find these counterfeits any longer. You can see the difference in the quality here between the genuine piece and the replica piece. I don't know where these were made or who made them, but they were made for the collector market. All right, here's an example of one which was replicated for sale to tourists. The tourists in this case were GIs. These were the notes that were used on Guadalcanal. Oceania was part of Guadalcanal was part of British Oceania. And this is the Japanese invasion money for Oceania with an O leading the block. There weren't nearly enough of these to satisfy the demand among GIs for something to send home to Susie as a souvenir. So an enterprising printer in Brisbane, Australia, replicated the notes. You can see here we've got a main plate and a tint, and he just put the tint in the same plate. He just used one plate. Let me get a little bit of water here. My throat's getting scratchy. He did put the block in red properly, and he marked the back as a replica. He wasn't pulling any punches here, wasn't trying to defraud anybody or fool anybody. He marked it as a replica. Well, the Australians knew about these. There were 4 denominations in this Oceania series. The 10 shilling was always scarce, and he did not replicate that. He apparently didn't have one to replicate. He replicated the half shilling, 1 shilling, and £1 notes. The Australian government said, what's going on here? We don't like this. And he says, well, it's not legal currency anywhere. I'm not counterfeiting anything. I'm labeling them as replicas. What's your beef? The Australians still didn't like it, but they couldn't find any way to prosecute him under the anti-counterfeiting laws, so they invoked the paper rationing regulations. They said, well, paper is being rationed during the war, and this is not a legitimate use of paper, so shut down your operation, let us have your notes and your plates, and we'll forget all about it. And so he did that. He turned them all over. But somebody continued to replicate them. We don't know who. Here's the second replica. There's no attempt at the tint, and the blocks are in the main plate rather than being separated. And it does not say replica on the back. We don't know who did this one, but it was obviously also as a souvenir. All right, let's advance here, guys. No replica on the back here. Here's the original £1 note. And you see this pale blue 10-lobed guilloche over here. That's difficult to replicate because they're using photographic technique, and it's hard to get a picture of that. It's a color that doesn't photograph well. So the guy in Brisbane put a different guilloche on his, which was taken from the back. See this 6-lobed guilloche here and marked replica. That's what he used for his faces, the faces on his notes. Now, after he was shut down, somebody else continued to replicate these notes. In fact, more than one somebody. We find, and they did the same thing. You can see that they also had to go to the back to get their guilloche. Here we've got them in this dark green, an olive green, and bright green. And they're not all from the same plates, so there was more than one operator, doing this. And here's one that was signed by Gary Cooper, Una Merkel, and Phyllis Brooks, all Hollywood stars, and some other people that I can't identify. There's Lavella and Kaplan and Bronstein. I don't know if they were with the same USO troop or if they were GIs who were there watching the USO troop. Now, what we haven't found is any evidence that any of these replicas actually got out into the islands where the fighting was going on. We haven't found any in a short snorter made from Tinian or Saipan or Palau, any of the places where we had troops actually fighting. Since they originated in Australia, and Australia was a big R&R site, I suspect that all of these replicas were circulated among GIs in Australia and sent back home from there and didn't ever get out into the islands. I would love to find a short snorter indicating that any of these made it into the combat zone. And this one, in this color green, with a green guilloche, was done for a Marine Corps reunion decades after the war. I don't remember when now, sometime in the 1960s or 70s. And here's one that's also for sale to tourists, the kind of note you find at any theme park in packets. And you open the envelope and stick your nose in, and you get blown away by the ammonia smell coming out of this artificial toning that's been used to doctor the paper. And you find all sorts of these, ranging from continental currency up to Confederate currency, and every issuer you can imagine in every theme park in the country. And that's the end of my talk, folks. Any questions?
Oh, that was pretty great, Joe. And yeah, if anybody has any questions in the chat, now's the time to ask. And I'm sure Joe can bounce back to any of the photos if any of those become necessary to do so. Real quick, Joe, I did see that a couple people in chat, I know Nate was one of them, that said he just really loved your presentation and how you did the comparison side by side. Made it really easy to understand. A lot of people will do presentations and they'll show you one and then they'll go to the other one, but having them side by side there is very helpful for sure.
Well, if you want to have 5 days or 4 days of this now, come to ANA Summer Seminar and take my course in counterfeit paper money identification.
Oh, that'd be great.
I've got hundreds of examples in pairs of good notes and bad notes that students can rummage through and pick any country or issuer that they're interested in and see the good and the bad side by side at 20 power.
I know in another comment that I thought you might want to know, you might not have seen, is Steve in chat said that he was kind of wondering about some of the counterfeits being worth more than the original notes. And I don't know if you had any other comments on that. I guess some of them are probably pretty collectible amongst counterfeit collectors, no doubt.
Well, even among military collectors, for instance, all the counterfeits coming out of World War II are more valuable than the genuine notes, unless you get up into the very high denominations where the genuine note is itself scarce. But generally, the genuine notes are much more common than the counterfeits, and the counterfeits do bring more money when they're identified, when they're recognized, which is why they become good cherry picking opportunities.
Right. Well, great. I don't see any other specific questions popping up. You got some other people in here saying that they definitely have some of that theme park money, and I know I've gotten several collections in the last few years, or people coming to the Coin Club meetings and donating that kind of stuff to the club, wondering what it is. And it's pretty common here in Southern California for sure. And I see Phil Iverson in chat said that your programs are always very interesting and informative as always. So thanks for that, Phil. Muscle Shell in chat said this was mostly about wartime notes. He'd love to have some sort of a modern note follow-up. I don't know if you get involved in that or know of something similar.
Well, when you talk about modern notes, you start talking about stuff that is illegal to hold or illegal to. It's not, according to Armin Vartain, who was the Coin World columnist on counterfeits for a while and has testified in court many times, that it's not illegal to hold U.S. counterfeits in a collection, but it is illegal to refuse to surrender them upon demand. So if you're collecting the stuff, you try to keep it quiet because you don't want to knock on the door saying, all right, let's see what you got here. And by the way, we'll take all of this stuff and we'll separate out the counterfeits and send you back the originals. Well, I don't trust them to be able to do that. So,
well, and not only that, if you're showing people exactly side by side what counterfeiters are doing right and wrong on modern notes, that might get some calls from some people too, I would guess.
Well, the counterfeiters stay way ahead of that because there used to be a Secret Service agent who taught U.S. counterfeits at the summer seminar. The Secret Service didn't like him doing that, but he did it for 3 years. And he said that once the central bankers were notified of a new counterfeit, it was only a couple of weeks before the defect was cured and better notes were in circulation. So there were people inside those central banks on the payroll of the counterfeiters, keeping them informed of all the intelligence coming in.
Yeah.
Anything that I would be showing you would be now, 20, 30 years old or older. The super notes, the ones that replicate the U.S. notes on the same paper with the same inks on the same presses that the North Koreans were printing so many of, that they got a bank in Macau shut down because of it. Those are all now, they've been out long enough that they're old history. But if you've got them to show, the Secret Service wants them back anyway, so...
Got another question in chat. Randay, he wants to know if any of the grading companies will actually attribute or certify any of these counterfeits, because usually you can't get coin companies to certify counterfeits or anything like that. But do you know?
Well, you can. I mean, there's 19th century U.S. counterfeits coins that are widely collected that you can get slabbed as.
You're right. Yeah.
But the same thing with paper. for instance, the Operation Bernard notes from the Germans were printing English pounds in Sachsenhausen. Those can be certified. The free Thai notes can be certified. Let's see, I'm trying to think. Ruth Hill, when the Ruth Hill collection went through, oh, well, all right, the Portuguese, the guys who stole Portugal back in the 1930s or late 20s, I can't remember the exact year. Those can be slabbed. I have one of those counterfeit 500 Escudo notes in a PMG slab. So the ones that are correctly identified, they will market that way. And certainly all the obsolete notes, there are thousands of examples of counterfeit obsolete notes from the U.S. that are slabbed as counterfeits. They're marked that way on the slab.
Okay. Craig Durbin was asking in chat if did the U.S. mint or I guess print Japanese currency for Japan during World War II?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Of course, we weren't in Japan during World War II until the war was over. Okinawa was the first place we got to that was actually Japanese home territory, and we took in our own currency and circulated that. We didn't. Their currency circulated side by side with ours. The Allied military currency series. Austrian shillings, francs, marks, and yen were all supplemental currencies. They were intended to be used along with the currency of the country being occupied because we knew that we could never replace all the currency that was in use.
Okay. I guess we got one more question, and it was from Greg. If you're willing to share, he said he wants to know what did you do during your time in the Army?
Oh, I did lots of things. I was in 28 years. I retired as the chief of computer architecture for the European Theater in Heidelberg. But I did 2 years in combat arm in Germany and a year in Vietnam in the Ordnance Corps, and then switched to Adjutant General Corps because that was where the computers were, and I'd been doing computers at college. I'm an MIT graduate. So I spent most of my career as both a computer specialist and a Japan foreign area specialist. I did 2 years in Japan as a foreign area specialist.
Wow. Well, that's great, Joe. A lot of people thanking you for your service, and I will join them in that for sure. And absolutely thank you for your presentation too. I know I'm going to have to watch it back just to make sure I understand everything and make sure I see all the stuff I missed there. But no, that's amazing. That's great. That's great. So really do appreciate that. And just something we do for our speakers. I'm going to go ahead and be sending this to you. This is one of our silver Glendale Coin Club medals.
Okay, I'm not. Let me figure out what screen I need to be on here.
All right.
Oh, all right. I see. Oh, yes.
It's one of our silver. These are done by Daniel Carr of the Moonlight Mint for our club. It's a recreation of the 1925 California $50 design.
Ah, yes.
And on the reverse for 2019, we had a redo of the Pacific Railway medal from 1869 for the 150th anniversary of the Pacific Railway. So we'll be sending one of these your way. So definitely appreciate you speaking to the club.
All right, I'll have to give you an address.
I think you might have sent me in one of your early emails, but if you want to send it again just to make sure I got it, absolutely okay. No problem whatsoever.
I'm not seeing any of the chat questions here, so I don't know.
On the very right-hand side of the screen where you can see our stuff here, make sure comments is clicked. You'll see comments, private chat, and a couple other options. Make sure comments.
When I click comments, all right, all right. I thought those were sign-in names, but those are the comments. Yes, okay.
Now another person in the chat, Party Pickle is his name. He wants to know where in Germany you served because he himself served in K-Town.
I never got, well, I went to K-Town frequently, but I did 2 years in Worms, a year in Munich, and then 2 3-year tours in Heidelberg. So I had a total of 9 years in Germany, but mostly in the Heidelberg Worms area with the 1 year in Munich. I was there in the the mid 70s when you could still go into German central banks and buy large size US currency across the counter at face value.
Oh, wow.
And I brought home about $900 worth of large size currency and US silver certificates. This was in 68, just when they were gathering in and paying big premiums for silver certificates. Brought all that back with me on my way to Vietnam.
Very cool. Very cool. And then I don't know if you just saw Walt Ostromecki in there saying awesome and very educational as always. So, and again, thanks, Walt, for putting us together and getting this set up for us. Absolutely. Anything else that you want to share with anyone, or we good?
Well, I'd answer any other questions.
Okay, I didn't see any other questions out. Now we're going to get into the show and tell. I know you just showed us a whole bunch of stuff. Did you have anything else that you want to mention? Or as far as we welcome you to participate in our show and tell. If you had anything maybe you picked up recently, or
while other people are talking, I'll look and see what I got pictures of here. I much prefer doing a screen share than to try and hold it up in front of the camera here at the computer.
Fair enough. Okay, well, very good. Again, thanks again, Joe, and I guess we'll go ahead and get on to the show and tell. So thanks again.
No, you're welcome.
Great job. And show and tell, I guess first up we got coming up for show and tell is a special guest that maybe some of you have not seen in a while. I hope you're ready. I'm going to bring you on up. Gordon, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're on the show.
Okay, let's see.
Everybody say hi to Gordon.
Can you hear me?
Everybody can hear you. Yep, we're all good.
Okay, well, it's been a while since I've been on the show. 7 months, I think. At least I got in the last one of the year. I wanted to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody. And I do have something for show and tell. Is that for now or?
Whenever you're ready, yep.
Okay, it is. I have 2 bills. $100 bills. Can you see them?
Yep, they're your full screen. Everybody can see it.
Yeah. So the top one is real. The bottom one is phony. The biggest, what really stands out, and I think these bills were probably souvenirs, probably sold in China and tried to pass off here. But you can see the difference in the color of the 100 and the inkwell and the big feather. They're red, and the real note is got that gold like sprinkled in it. Yeah. And on the back side of the phony, it's got these Chinese marks, which makes me think that they're probably sold in China as souvenirs. I can't imagine people passing these off as real bills. So that's my show and tell. And then I wanted to, I took my calendar. That's the bottom of my calendar, and just made a Christmas greeting out of it. And it says the magic of Christmas. What does it say? Never ends, and its greatest of gifts are family and friends. And I hope everybody gets a chance to be with their family and friends without too big of a gathering with this virus going on.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that's it for me.
All right, Gordon. Well, I was glad you were able to finally get the technology worked out to connect with us and say hello to everybody. You got a lot of people saying hi to you in the chat and everything. So
yeah, cool. I guess you're supposed to sign in over there. Is that correct?
As far as to be able to type into the chat?
Yeah. Yeah,
you probably got to be logged into like a Google account to be able to type in there, but they can all hear you and you can respond to anybody if you want. So.
Okay, so I mean, when we're going to have an auction, right?
Yeah, right after we're done with the show and tell, we're on so on my screen here, we got all this stuff we're giving away for free to people. And then we got like 15 or 16 auction items at the very end.
So if I want to participate in the auction, what am I?
If you can figure out how to type into the chat, that'd be the easiest. But I could just leave you here to where we could hear you as well.
Okay.
So whatever you think's easiest, but just let me know.
I'm looking for the chat over there where it says private chat.
Not private chat. It'd be the one under comments.
Oh, if I click on comments, nothing happens.
Really? Okay. Maybe you need to be logged in then. I don't know. I don't know without seeing what's on your end there.
Oh, okay. It says create an account. Whoops. I don't know what happened.
All right. Well, if you can't get it figured out, then we'll just leave you up here, and then we'll bring you back up for the auction. I'll check in with you at the end of the show and tell, though.
Okay. I'm typing in my email. I don't know if that's going to change anything or not. Let's see.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to do the rest of the show and tell here, Gordon, and we'll check it right back with you. Okay.
Okay. Great.
All right. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, let me go on and do the show and tell here. We got some that have been sent in. I'm going to have to share my screen here for just a second. So give me just a second to be able to pull that up. Let me do that. I'm going to click a few buttons to make this happen. Do that. Okay, I think I'm sharing that now. This first one here is from John Duff. And John Duff sent this item in, and he said, this is Nazi Germany forging British notes by Jewish prisoners at the Sachsenhausen concentration camp. This work was done under SS Major Bernhard Kruger, and this is where the name comes from, Operation Bernhard. And I saw somebody, I didn't remember who it was, mentioning Operation Bernhard notes in the chat. And Duff says that Wikipedia is a good source of a story written in books, and there is a movie of it as well. So that is from John Duff. And while I have this up, it's difficult for me to bring up the chat. So hopefully you guys can help each other out with the chat. Or if you have questions on any of the show and tell items, make sure to save them till closer till the end here so I can work on that. Anyway, let me go ahead and bring up the next show and tell item. This is going to be from Steve Sussman. And Steve says, attached is a coin you might be interested in to share for show and tell. It is a dated 1714J Mexico 8 reals from the 1715 Plate Fleet shipwreck and was found by Robert Weller. So there we go. And actually, I'll make that full screen so you can see all that. Should have just done that automatically, but it didn't. Yeah, so we got a date there, it looks like, in the middle. And then we'll show the other images of it. There's the other side there. And then he also has a certificate of authenticity here. Authentication is what I was trying to say there. Very cool, Steve. And let's take a look at that coin again, just so we showed it pretty quick. That is that. And then there is the obverse, old Spanish silver, 8 reals. From Mexico, actually. Mexican Spanish silver. All right. Very cool, Steve. Thank you for sharing that. The next show and tell was submitted by Phil Iverson. And that is this piece right here. You guys might know what this is. Phil Iverson tells us all that 2020 marks the 100th anniversary of the Manila Mint in the Philippines. In 1918, the Philippine legislature passed a bill for equipment and construction of a mint instead of having coins made at the San Francisco Mint and being shipped to the islands. The grand opening ceremonies were held on July 15th, 1920. Coinage was produced there until the beginning of World War II in 1941. To commemorate this historic event, the Mint produced a commemorative coin called the Wilson dollar in gold, silver, and bronze. Coin dealer Jeff Shevlin and had Daniel Carr of the Moonlight Mint in Colorado modify the obverse die to make metals in seven different metals. The ones shown here are the bronze and silver ones. So, and then I'll show those in just a second. And then in addition, this year, a very limited number of red books were produced with a special printing on both the front and back covers. So here is the special red book they produced. You can see here, it has the 100th anniversary of the Manila Mint. And this is an image of the reverse side of the Wilson dollar, if you're not familiar with that. And I believe they do have it in the red book. They show it in your regular red book, and they're dated 1920. Here's the other side of the red book, the anniversary edition, talking about it commemorating the 100th anniversary of the Manila Mint. And then this here is the 2020 medals that Dan Carr of the Moonlight Mint put out. And Jeff Shevlin, who's a so-called dollar dealer, had them put together. And they made these out of seven different metallic compositions. This one here being the bronze and the silver. And basically it's just instead of the original one say to commemorate the opening of the mint, this one's to commemorate the anniversary of the mint. So he modified it a little bit, and they came out really nice. And I wish I could get all of them in all 7 different metals. One of those metals is gold, so to get all 7 of them isn't too cheap. So here's the Dan Carr version, and again, we can go back and you can see the original on the front of the book here, dated 1920. Very cool, Phil. And he closes it with interesting items regarding our numismatic history. And I definitely agree with that. Thank you for sharing those with us, Phil. Let's see, what is the next item? What is the next item? Did I mess this up here? I might have forgot to put one in here. Yeah, I did. So I got to skip that one. It was Garrett M. I don't have this photo here for some reason. I'll bring that up in just a second. Next one up here, I'm just going to go out of order a little bit is all I'm going to do. Next one up, we had Fishin' Hank in the chat. He sent me this picture a little while ago. Probably wanted me to answer it in an email, but I figured, hey, you just sent that to me. Let's share it with everybody because we know we got Don Berry, SoCal Box Breaks, in the chat. He might be able to help us with this one. He was basically asking about these 2 notes, which are just basically Ben Franklin $100 proof notes. They're on 4 ounces of 999 fine silver. It looks like one of them's layered in 24 karat gold. So it looks like you got 8 ounces of silver. Now, I know I talked to Don about these before, and these are really just worth the silver value, maybe a little premium over that. But what Hank was asking about is this is serial number 1, and they're limited. He thinks they're limited to 5,000 of them made. Now, Don, hopefully you're listening.
I am.
What kind of premium do you think, if any, should be attached to something like that?
A low number would definitely add additional premium. I know we get these in the shop and we sell them at $3.90 over an ounce for the premium. That's the retail price. But because it's the pair with the original number, I don't know. That's something we wouldn't put out. We'd actually put it on eBay and let people make the price.
Yeah, and that's what I would think too, because if you got someone because I know there are collectors that collect all these, silver reproductions of paper money because they come out with all the. I've seen them like with $2 bill ones and just older notes, and there's all kinds of different ones out there, and there's people that love them, and so all you'd have to do is have 2 people that really love the low serial number, and who knows what they can pay for it. So
yeah, exactly.
It's definitely an auction item, and and I'm sure if you took this into the shop, Don would probably pay a little bit extra than the normal one, but I don't know if they.
If somebody brought it in, it would probably be around $5 or $6 over per ounce is what we'd pay.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a huge premium because there's a lot of risk because you could list it and nobody could care,
we'd pay a couple bucks extra because of the low serial number, but not other than that. We have no idea what we would go for.
Okay, well, hopefully that helps a little bit, Hank. And it looks like he says in the chat they also have serial number 2. Family members, it looks like. So that's very cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Very cool. Don, do you have a show and tell ready while I find the picture that Garrett sent me? I was just having trouble getting it.
I do not have a show and tell today.
Well, you want to hurry up and grab something and show it? Like I saw you had some silver rounds there that looked pretty cool.
All right, here. Let's see. If you make me big.
Let me bring you up here. Let me get this going here and make you full screen while I grab the photo of Garrett.
All right, that is blurry. Let's make it pretty. All right, kind of. working with Mr. Kittle on making some Michael Kittle rare coins, silver rounds, and I messed up. And then I messed up again. I thought I'd realigned it, and then when I went to hammer down again, I did this. I didn't want to actually remelt it though, because it looks really cool. So eventually that'll make its way to Mike, and he gets to do whatever he wants with it. But it's just a 1 ounce round, where when you actually make an error, that's what happens. So just kind of fun.
I'll figure out something to do with that, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
We'll figure that out. All right, I'll go back to sharing my screen here. Hopefully I can do this. Let's see, how do I do this? Too many buttons sometimes. There we go. This is what Garrett M sent in. He says he's showing a 1960D star note that he found in a bank strap stack of $1 bills. It was the 10th or 11th dollar bill in, and he was super excited to find it. It's the coolest $1 bill he's ever found, and he says it's also close to a broken ladder. So there you go. And Don, you know more about currency than I know. The broken ladders where you have all different digits, correct? So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I have no idea.
I think that's what it is.
but
not
straight up, I like it, but I don't know.
Not in the same order. So it's just not in consecutive order. I think that's
okay.
Because he's missing a number there. He doesn't have a number 5 in there, I think is the difference. That's why it's close.
Yeah.
So, very cool. Very cool. And then I think we do have one more show and tell, and it's by I think it's by me. Let's see. So let me go ahead and get that ready. I got too many windows open. I need like 5 more screens, and it would be a lot easier. There we go. So what I got here is a 1909 Vdb Lincoln Cent. No surprise if you know the kind of stuff I collect that I bought this. And it's graded PCGS MS66 brown. And when I saw it became available, it's like, I really didn't care about the price too much. I just said, yep, buy it now. I'll take it. And I'll show you why. It just really got pretty color. And I know this ain't going to show it too well, but I can get it in the light just a little bit. If I had my better camera set up, you'd really know it. But yeah, just a really pretty 1909 Vdb Lincoln Cent, MS66 brown. And in MS66 brown, there's not that many of them. Usually to get a higher grade, you would need to have red color. That's part of the grade. So PCGS has only graded 32 examples in 66 brown, and there are none higher with a brown color designation. Now, of course, there are 67 red, browns, and reds, but no 67 browns of this date. And it was just too cool looking to pass up. And I will, actually, I do have a photo of it here. Let's share that. Let's go ahead and do that. And there you go. That's the PCGS TrueView photo of it. Nothing special, nothing major, says New Line. But yeah, it was just too cool to pass up. So it's a problem I have, 1909 VDB. Now, of course, I wish they all had the S Mint marks, but I couldn't afford to collect them in as high of grade and in the quantity that I keep buying them in, it seems like. So there we go. That is my show and tell there. Let me just check to make sure there's no other show and tells here. I got to close a few of these windows here. I think that's it, Don. If you already did yours, and I hope if I missed anybody's show and tell, I apologize. It's a little, it's crazy putting this together just because there's oh wait, sorry about that. Sorry, we got one more. Sorry about that, Joe. I see you. Joe, did you have something? I'm sorry.
Yeah. You ready for mine?
Yep, absolutely. I know I told you could do that. And sorry.
All right, let me get. I'm going to share screen again here.
Okay.
Got to get through all the screen sharing prompts. Okay. All right. We were talking about Operation Bernard notes a minute ago. You had a show and tell from a Bernard note.
Correct.
So here's how you distinguish a Bernard note from a non. Now, this one can't be a Bernard note because it's, no, I take it back. January 44, it could be, yes. Well, the last Bernard note was in 1938. This is the same design as the ones that the Germans were counterfeiting. But we're going to look at the watermark right down in here. Now here is a genuine note where this line coming up to the N of England is off-centered to the left. Now they can show up even further out here on genuine pieces. Some Bernards show up right on the corner, but most of them come right up dead center, like this one. And the one that was being shown earlier had the line coming right up on dead center. But because this can be ambiguous, there's other places you can look at on this note, such as up here on the medallion. This line here, this leaf line on a genuine note cuts back across this line here. On a Bernard note, it doesn't cut across it. It just continues out. And that can also be ambiguous. So we look up instead to this area up here. On a genuine note, you get all these little lines, individual lines coming out here. On the Bernard note, it's solid. You don't have all that, all those little fine points coming out along there. So sometimes you have to look in several places. Wow. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have her head shown here. Pam West likes to use an earring. She wants to see an earring on Britannia. But some of the Bernard notes have hair which is, quite unusual and looks like it has an earring. So I don't find that to be a reliable diagnostic. But the first is, start with this one, and then this one is also very reliable right here. And it's, yeah, there we go. Got the close up.
Very cool.
But I have a piece which I thought was a genuine piece, but when I got up to this stage, it clearly was not. So, and that was a 20-pound note. I was out a lot of money on, a lot of potential money on that one, because it was a genuine 20-pound piece is worth more than a Bernard 20. That's an instance where the Bernards are not usually worth as much as the genuines, because there's so many Bernards around.
All right, Joe, thank you for that. That's awesome. It was great to have you be able to pull that right up for him. That's pretty cool. I just got 2 emails from 2 different people, and I think I'm going to leave you on here just to I'm going to go ahead and take your share screen down for a second. They sent me a couple emails, and I think they might want your comments, or maybe in the chat they have questions, and if they do, I'll try to share that with you. But let's see what they got. This first one was from Craig Durbin. Looks like a Philippines 1 peso.
Right.
And Craig, if you had questions about this, Craig, you didn't send anything in the email, let us know in chat, like right away here. So that's that. And then he sent this close-up picture. So I don't know if he's telling us this is a counterfeit or if he's wondering if it's a counterfeit. I don't know.
Go back to the full screen again. Well, no, Victory Series 66 can't be an Airman's note. The Airman's notes were all pre-war notes. The Airman's notes and some ones that were done for the guerrillas were using serial numbers and series from before the war, because obviously anything that was caught in the guerrillas' hands that was a post-war design wouldn't pass. But that Victory 66, that Series 66, was what we carried into the Philippines when we liberated the Philippines. And they went all the way up to the 500 peso denomination. Those are blockbuster values.
Okay. And I do apologize for the pop quiz like this, but we did have another viewer, Muscle Shell, send this in. And it looks like it's a Philippines 2 peso.
It's also a Victory.
Looks like Series 66, like you said.
Right.
Okay. Then he's the reverse image of it.
Those were never counterfeited, except that the Victory here, the word Victory there, distinguished these notes from the pre-war notes And when the pre-war notes were demonetized and the Series 66 continued to be worth something, some people hand drew victories on the backs of 1936 and earlier notes to try to continue using them in circulation.
Very nice. Okay, well, great. Well, again, sorry about throwing some pop quiz at you there, but
it's all right. I mean, it's just like I was in a classroom.
Yep, there you go. But you know your stuff, and everybody knows that now. Phil Iverson's mentioned information about a book by Brian Burke, published in '87, about counterfeiting of British currency during World War II and Operation Andrew and Operation Bernard. Sounds like it's something that might be of interest to many of the viewers here. So thanks for that.
If you can find one of those, buy it, because they're scarce.
Is it one of those? Yeah, and I guess if you can't find it, I would assume the A&A library has that, but I know they're probably not lending things out like they used to right now. But,
they do have it. Yeah, they do have it, but I don't know if they're operating.
Yeah. All right. Thanks again, Joe. Really appreciate your presentation and your help with the show and tell there.
You're welcome.
All right. You take care. Thank you. All right, Don, did we get everybody in on the for the raffle?
Yeah, it's a big old pile tonight.
Do we want to give people 1 more minute to say hi in chat? Now, if you have not yet talked in chat and you want to get in for a free raffle prize, I better get this coin out of there, this little 1909 VDB, but we're not giving that away. But we got all these here that we're giving away for free tonight. And
everyone just say hi in chat so I can add you. I'll watch chat real close, but I'm pretty sure.
Entire show. Yeah. So if you've talked a few times, you're already in. But if you just want to make sure, type something in the chat, and he'll scroll through the names. He's doing his best to keep up with that, and we'll make sure you get in. And then we're going to go ahead and give all this stuff away, and then we're going to get into our auction. Again, the auction list of items. We got 16 items. All of the items are owned by the Coin Club, and they start at $1. So whatever we earn on those goes to the Coin Club. So there you go. We'll be doing that right after the giveaway here. So what do you think? Are you seeing any new names there, Don? Or is it a bunch of people you already had just trying to get in?
3. So no, they're doing fine.
There's a couple.
Yep.
Just want to make sure everybody has a chance. And remember, if you do win one of the free giveaways, you do have to claim it. You have to send me an email with your address, just like I would write out on an envelope or something. Don't send it all in one weird line all clumped together so I have to figure out what the heck I'm trying to do. Just like I would write it. And there we go. Nate asked for the auction. What are we accepting for payment? Pretty much whatever's easiest for you guys. I mean, what I try to do is by the next day, I'll send out invoices by PayPal. If that doesn't work, and same thing with auction items. If you win anything auction, you need to email me so I have contact information for you. And in that email, if you know you don't use PayPal, just let me know what you want to do. I can do Google Pay. We can do Venmo. You can send a check to the Coin Club, money order. If it's a small amount, you're comfortable doing so, you can send cash in the mail. I mean, we've not had that happen before, but I recommend some sort of a payment other than cash in the mail because can't be responsible if it doesn't show up. And the way the mail works, sometimes it doesn't show up. So, all right. Don, you about ready?
Ready.
All right. So the first item we're going to give away tonight is a 1/10 ounce Walking Liberty silver coin. And who's the winner of that one, Don?
That is Greg Burns.
That's great because he was just emailing me asking about some Coin Club medals he ordered. He's been waiting for us to actually have a meeting so he could pick them up. He's like, I think it's been about a year, so I might as well just go ahead and ship those. And I guess now I need to get your address, Greg, so I can send you something anyway. So
that's funny.
It's going to make that pretty easy. So very cool.
Yeah.
Now I have to mail them. All right. Yeah. This next one was donated to the club by Walt Ostermecki. It's a 2002 Philadelphia Sacagawea. So it's a newer design.
2020, not 2002.
No, I said 20. I said 2020. You guys all heard me wrong. So 2020 Philadelphia Sacagawea, the brand new design, donated by Walt Ostermecki. Who gets that one?
Hold on. Let's see. Let's get it under Stephen Burrenhaus.
All right.
Baron House. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Apologies if I'm not.
One of those was right, it sounds like. So congratulations, Steve. I know Steve has been to some of the meetings before, so that's awesome. How about another 10th ounce silver for somebody?
All right, hold on. Mix it up again. I think I spelled it right. NCFXSTI. Should I spell it right?
Close enough. Close enough.
That one. What I missed?
We all know. Hey, as Penny Dog Channel says, the more you say it, the easier it gets. So, NCFXSTI. Congratulations. Won the 10th ounce silver there. And NCF also donated some money to the club earlier, too, with a super chat. That was really cool.
Oh,
sweet. He said he couldn't watch. He'd watch it back later. So, when you're watching this back later, hopefully you watched all the way to the giveaways. So,
yeah.
All right, the next one up here is a coin from Australia, 2020. I did not say 2002. 2020, $1 Australian. And this is called a donation dollar. So those of you familiar with those, pretty cool piece. Walt Ostromecki again donated this to the club. So who wins that one?
Shannon Smith.
Shannon Smith, congratulations. I know Shannon Smith was in here earlier. I guess everybody's name for the calling was in here earlier, at least, weren't they?
Oh, I was going to say,
kind of how this works. So next up, another 1/10 ounce silver.
Cool.
Liberty design, pretty cool. Wish we could give away 1 ounce coins to everybody, but we wanted to give away more prizes than we had to get some of those. John who? Oh,
John Samarin?
I was about to say, if you would have said John Duff, oh man. But John Samarin, I'm just kidding, Duff.
He's in here.
I know, both of them are in here. Congratulations, John. Very cool. Hey, Duff's still a lot of prizes left.
That's right. That's true.
How about for a 1959D Washington quarter? And this was actually won last month by Nate Butler. And he said, hey, how about you use that again for the club, if that helps out? I'm like, hey, that'd be great. Somebody will love it. Case 2006.
Yep.
Very, very cool. Congratulations. Congratulations. And I guess we'll keep going away. Keep giving away free stuff, right? Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Next up is a 2008 silver Hawaiian quarter, graded PCGS Proof 69 Deep Cameo. I guess this is one of the few instances that we've had a foreign monarch on a U.S. coin. Isn't that correct?
Oh, that's a good point. At that point, yeah, it was.
Isabella Quarter, the other, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know of any others. Maybe there have been. I don't know. But there you go. Who got that?
Prospecting Coins.
Prospecting Coins. Well, that works.
Yeah.
That works. That works for Prospecting Coins. Congratulations.
I'm sure it does.
Sure does. How about another PCGS slab? How about this one here? A 1964 first year of issue Kennedy half dollar, 90% silver, graded PCGS MS62. Weird low grade, but that's why the Coin Club was able to get it nice and cheap from the coin shop.
Yeah. All right. It is
Rob
Cool, 71.
Oh, I know who he is. Rob Cool, if you want this coin, it's yours for free. You don't even have to pay shipping, but you do got to email me to claim it because I need your address. So congratulations to Mr. Cool. All right. That's not his real last name. He is pretty cool. All right. Next up is a 2019 Glendale Coin Club copper medal by Daniel Carr of the Moonlight Mint. Very limited vintage on these. And they're awesome. That's not my name.
Nope. That is Draco's Dragon. First time I've seen that one, I think.
Draco's Dragon. Yeah, if you're new here, make sure you like the stream and subscribe because we do this every single month.
Yeah.
Second Friday of the month, you get a presentation and do some giveaways, and we do a quick auction to raise a few bucks for the club. So make sure you subscribe. Then you don't have to search and find out that you missed it. So awesome. Next up, we got a couple Silver Eagles. So I guess we'll draw two different names. We don't give them to the same person.
No.
Let's give away the Happy Holidays one. 2020 Silver Eagle. Happy Holidays, everybody.
This one is 308 Bushmaster.
Especially Happy Holiday for 308 Bushmaster. Awesome. Congratulations, sir. And the final giveaway is another 2020 Silver Eagle. And this one here is in Christmas tree design holder. And it's got some presents on the reverse.
Tis the season.
It is. It is.
Tis the season for silver.
Tis indeed. Tis indeed.
Oh, upside down. It's all right.
They'll take it still.
Go nice and slow. Got to go slow, right? Does your name end in an N?
No.
Oh, then you didn't win. How about a bin? Bin? Are you a bin? No. Kathy Durbin.
Kathy Durbin. Congratulations, Kathy Durbin. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Craig's like, congrats, wifey.
And Nubs is like, come on, Don.
Come on, man. Nubs, sorry you lost. But you know what?
Well,
you still have a chance. There's 16 more items available tonight, but you got to pay for the next ones.
Yeah, that's all right.
For everybody else. So, again, if you guys don't want to do auction or participate in the auction, then the meeting's pretty much over. But we will be doing an auction now. There's lots of cool stuff. Everything starts at $1. And the description of all the auction items are in the description. The list of the auction items are in the description below. I will copy in a couple things here in just a second, just so you guys know what's up here as far as some of the auction. What are we trying to say? Like some of the formalities here, like some. So what it is.
Wait, Kittle. John has a question for you. Perfect in chat. John Samarin. John Samarin.
How much are bingo cards? Come on. The winners of auction items need to email me with your YouTube name and your name and mailing address. And unless you specify another form of payment, I will send you a PayPal invoice sometime in the next 24 to 48 hours. It will not be tonight. I'll tell you that right now. Not going to be tonight. So, and then let's copy this one in here too. And sorry about the little bit of delay there. We do a flat $5 shipping for whatever you win. So on some of the really cheap small items, the club might make $1 on the shipping. For some of the bigger stuff or more expensive stuff that has to be shipped priority, the club might lose $1 or $2. So it all kind of evens out. So, and then make sure you guys are watching live and on live chat. Actually, let me copy that in there, because if you're not watching live and on live chat, you didn't hear what I said until like, I don't know, a few minutes from now. So let's just go ahead and type that in. Now, when I do the auctions, you guys have seen it before. I count down in chat. I type in 3, 2, and then 1, and then sold. Now, if you know, on your screen, the chat shows on your screen first when you type. It goes through the internet across all the wires and tubes and whatever else. I don't understand the internet, but it goes through all the tubes and stuff a little slower. So on my screen, it might not show before somebody else's bid. I can only go by what we see on my screen. So don't wait till the last second to try to snipe it, because even if it shows that you barely made it, maybe on my screen you didn't make it. So if you really want something, just put your bid in when you're ready to bid, please. That helps everybody. What else? And if I ever see one that's closer, if there's any dispute over, hey, I would bid this, I bid first, I can share my screen and show you what I see. That's about the way we have to do it. So with that, I think we're just going to get into the auction. Don, are you ready?
I am. I don't know if you wanted to bring up Gordon. He had mentioned he might want to be bidding. So
let's just confirm what Gordon wants to do here.
Yeah, because I can go into chat. So I can go into just typing only chat.
Well, what I can do is I can leave you on here, Don, if you want to bid as well. I can just go like this, even though Gordon's on. I can still do solo layout, and you guys can still talk.
Yeah.
I believe so. So, yeah. Gordon, if you're there, we can hear you. And so if you want to bid on something, just shout it out.
And, yeah, I'm here, and I just sent a message, said, how do I bid? But I didn't get a response. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the auction before. Don't know how to do it.
Okay, well, you're here, so I mean we can hear you. So if you want to bid on something, just shout it out. that'll work too.
Oh, okay. So if I wanted to bid on that, I'd just say with $10. And
So right there, I just typed in the chat. So lot 1, this is a 1971S proof silver Ike dollar in the box with, there's the card, there's the coin. And we're starting it at $1. So if you wanted to do $10, then just shout out $10. And
no, I'm asking, where did you type in the description? I don't see it on the screen.
Well, what you're looking at is private chat, Gordon. It's in the comments area. It's under the comments. When I see your message in the private chat area, but everyone else online is in the comments area. So it's different.
The very far right hand corner, you should see comments.
I just clicked on comments, and all I see is a bunch of names of people.
Now, do you see like Nate just bid $2, Nubs bid 15, Hidden bid 3?
No.
You don't see that, huh?
You just see names. That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know, Gordon. I don't know without seeing what you're seeing.
You can, if you want, Gordon, you can just type into the in the part where you typed in "How do I bid," and then we'll get those chats open for you. We'll make sure that they're counted.
If you're gonna watch that, Don, then that's fine.
Yeah, I'll watch that and I'll put it in chat.
So we got Nubs at $15. Any other interest here? In the brown box 1971 silver Ike. You guys can see my camera model. There's the Canon, and there's you can see all the reflections there. If I turn it too far, you can see my light way over there, and see another light, and my computer. Anyway, $15. I'm going to go ahead and count it down. No sense in wasting too much time. Well, actually, I got all these windows open. We can get the right room. There we go. And that one sold to Nubs on Treasure, $15. And let me actually get a piece of paper and write that down. So that's Nubs. $15. Thank you for the bid, Nubs. Congratulations. That was item number 1. Let me find a place to start stacking those up. And I got too many windows open here. Where did I put the other window there? There that is. Let's put that right there so I can find it again. Lot number 2 coming up next. Lot number 2 is this. Another Silver Eagle. On a little Merry Christmas card. Check that out. Very festive. This one here is a 2017 Silver Eagle. And it says Merry Christmas from the Littleton Coin Company. Wishing you a Christmas filled with joy and wonder. 1 ounce of silver. Containing 99.93% fine silver. Very nice. Okay. Never see people really put it like that, but that's fine. So we got bids coming in. Let's see, 10, 18, 15, 12, 20, 20, 21, 22, 22. Aaron Krause was the first on my screen with 22. Steve at 23, Greg 24, SoCal 25. SoCal got the first 25. Steve at 26. Steve Woods, a different Steve. Just want to make sure we're clear. Aaron was first at 27. SoCal wins it right now, $217. Sold. I'm not even going to take any more bids. SoCal box breaks at $217. Oh, you say a no. Okay, so Aaron Krause is at 27 first. Nubs goes to 28. Yeah, Greg, I tried, but Don won't pay. Don won't pay, so I know.
Okay, I've paid $90 for my kid to buy an ounce of silver before.
Well,
I'd pay it if you made me. Well, actually, he might pay, and then it will cost me a lot more on everything else I buy from him in the next few months. But it might, yeah.
So we got Nubs leading at $28. Richard says video is behind. Yeah, there's going to be some delay. I don't know how much delay you guys are seeing. There's always some delay. Now, for me, if I'm watching it on my other screen, I mean, I'll count right now. I just put my hand under, and let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know. About 12 to 15 second delay.
12 to 15 seconds. If you need, you can refresh.
If you're seeing more than like a 15 to 20 second delay, then make sure you're Here, let me copy this in here again. Make sure you're watching live. When you see the little live indicator at the bottom of the screen, make sure there's a red dot next to it. If there's not, then you're not watching live, or as live as you can be. Even though it says live, you're not really. There's still going to be that 12 to 15 second delay. That's why I say pay attention to the countdown in chat when I count down 3, 2, 1 sold. Me saying it is not going to work. So that's why I don't even try to say it at all. So right now we got SoCal box breaks leading at $30 for the packaged up 2017. Looks perfect. Ready to go into someone's stocking. Ready to go. So we got SoCal at $30. And Richard bidding 20. He's way behind. He's way behind. He keeps bidding 20. Oh,
he may be doing that on purpose.
I was going to say SoCal's leading at 30. So he's doing it on purpose. Stop it. Okay. SoCal at 30. That's sold to SoCal box breaks.
I win.
That's $30. Congratulations. That one's cool. What's next? I gotta get my list here. That's this coin right here, fresh from the coin shop. Let me copy that in so you know what it is. It doesn't work that way, Yamabushi. Nope, sure doesn't. This next one here, lot number 3, is a 2015 Australian Koala, half-ounce silver. Half-ounce silver. New Line says, get so much crap telling your customers happy holiday. Oh, New Line, when I first moved out to Southern California, I grew up in the middle of Illinois where there's not much of a Jewish population at all. Or if there is, I never knew about it. But when I first moved out to Southern California, there's a lot of more Jewish population I've ever seen before. So when it comes to, I think, what is it, about September or so, and everybody's saying Happy New Year to each other, I had no idea what was going on. It's like it was all for Jewish New Year, and didn't have no idea what was going on. But, so yeah, definitely it was interesting. But then anyway, here's the Australian Koala, half-ounce from 2015. The flip's nice and dirty, but the coin looks pretty good. And it's got the queen on the other side. Yeah, this flip, I should probably have put it in a different flip. But this is the way the coin shop gave it to me. So 50 cents face value, half-ounce of 3 9s fine. Really cool piece.
New Line's at 25.
New Line is at $25. Nubs wants some more of the brown Ikes. Well, I did leak to a few people that I bought a bunch of them the other day. So Nubs, we'll talk. We'll talk. I do have other brown Ikes if you, and I got some blue pack ones as well. So New Line at 25. You think that's funny, that New Line? Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny too. But yes, happy holidays to everyone out there, whatever holidays that may be, even if it's Festivus on the 23rd, right? New Line wanted that coin, and New Line's getting it. Thanks, New Line, 25. Next up, we have another one that was a donation to the club, actually. This here is a 1929S Standing Liberty Quarter that was donated to the club by Mission Get Rich. You know what I should do? I should probably, is this going to mess things up if I do this? I probably should show this under the microscope just so you can see the detail, don't you think?
Do it.
All right, let's see if I can do this without messing the whole stream up. We'll try. Should have tested that. Oh, it actually works. Okay. So there's the details of the coin. There's like a little hair or something there, but we don't want that. Yeah, it's got some detail. 1929S. Starting at $1. So this was actually won as a giveaway in one of my recent streams. And then Mission Get Rich says, you know what? I really love the coin club. I haven't donated to you guys before, and I'd really like to. So if you think you can sell that to someone in your auction, then go for it. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure somebody would pay something for it. So there we go. That's actually a pretty nice example. Better than the absolute slick ones you usually see, like if you buy junk silver, for sure.
Oh yeah. I think New Line is at $25. He says, "I have beer, I have money."
Uh-oh. All right, let's see if I can get back to the screen. There we go. That actually, we were able to do that. So, New Line at 25. Thanks, New Line. Thanks for the bids. And I think that's probably going to shut most of the others out. So we're going to go ahead and count it down in a second here. And now that I said that, I'll wait at least 15 seconds for everybody's lag to catch up. And now that I said that, I got to wait at least 15 seconds till everybody's lag catch up. And now that I said that, no, never mind. I'm not going to keep doing that. Bingo says it's nice seeing one that's not a complete slick. Yeah, exactly. Well, Gringo, you got one coming to you one of these days. You bought a nice one from me a while back. Still never mailed it to you. It's coming one of these days. It's coming. No, they keep saying, well, just wait until their next auction. I'm sure I'll get something. I'll wait till the next auction. And I start getting the stuff piled up. And all right, next up is a cool one. I guess all of them are cool, I think. Lot number 5. Another PCGS coin. And this one here is the 1553 KB dinar from Hungary. It's in a PCGS genuine holder. And the code on it, you see the code 399562. That's the coin number. It just means 1553 Hungary dinar. The .92 after it means that the coin has been cleaned. They just didn't write cleaned on the label. They didn't do it early on at PCGS. You had to have the code there. And a lot of dealers asked for that because if this is sitting in a case and it says cleaned real big on it, very few people are even going to look at it and buy it. But if there's just a little code that says 0.92, most people are going to say, oh, that looks cool. And it says it's genuine. Nice. So anyway, just FYI on that. I'll switch it over to the microscope so you can see what we got here because I want to see it too. And that there is upside down, isn't it? The coin's upside down in the holder. It can rotate around. So that there is Madonna and the Child, 1553. And we'll show you the other side as well. And I got that upside down. And you can see the date there right at the top. 1553. Pretty cool little piece of silver. And what do we got bids? Bids are all over the place here. So it looks like Travis is up in the lead at 32. Red, good to see you. Thanks for the bids. Travis is at 32. Red goes to 35. And we'll go back to this camera so we can see the full thing again here. Travis goes to 37. And although it does say cleaned, it's a nice looking coin. It's tons of detail. It is what it is, man. It's almost 500 years old.
Yeah, a lot of these coins were dug up and restored / cleaned when they did that. So
Red goes to 40. And Travis says out. You have no idea what you're looking at? Do you want me to show it under the scope again? Greg goes to 50 on it. Thanks, Greg. It's a coin from 1553, and it has Madonna and the Child. It's, kind of, you can't see it on this camera. I can show it under the scope one more time, though, because I want you guys to see it. There you go. You can see her face with a crown. Kind of make out that she's holding a baby. I don't know. Maybe you can't. Maybe you can. I guess if you've looked at a lot of these, you know exactly what you're looking at. If you've never seen one, maybe you don't. 1553 legit, right there at the top of the coin on the reverse. Do you see that, New Line? 1553. It's really crudely done because they're all done by hand, the dies. So we got Greg Burns at $50. $50 to Greg Burns. And thank you all for your bids. We do appreciate that. Well, she's seated, Steve. I don't know if she's in a wheelchair, but she's definitely seated. I didn't see that in the image. I'm going to sell that to Greg Burns. Now I have even more to send to Greg Burns. All right. Very, very good. And I got to switch this camera. I probably should try to do this meeting with the Streamlabs OBS so I can easily switch between the cameras, but then it's harder to do it through what do you call it? Harder to get so many people up on at once. But anyway, so next up, we got a piece of currency, another donation to the club this month. This one here was donated by Greg Berkovitz. Greg, I know I saw Greg in the chat. This one here is a $1 Federal Reserve note from 2001, and it's in a graded holder from Rare Currency Grading Service, and it's graded Gem 68, and it's a star note as well. Now, I guess Greg told me, and he sent a note with this saying that Rare Currency Grading Service no longer exists, but it's still pretty fun and collectible, and there it is. It's a star note, graded Gem 68. What was that, Don? Did you say something?
I think Gordon was
bidding 10. Gordon's at 10. Sorry about that. So we had SoCal at 750, Chris at 9, and then Gordon bids 10. Yeah, no, because I know I can set that up. I probably should do it that way. Christopher W. goes to 11.
15.
Gordon goes to 15. And again, it's Gem 68 crisp note from the Rare Currency Grading Service. And it's a star note. Christopher W. goes to 16.
20.
And Gordon at 20. Oh, I've done it before, Nubs. I've done it that way before. Just haven't done it for the club meetings in a while. Gordon at 20, and then Christopher W. comes back at 25.
I'm out.
And Gordon is out. Do people collect holders from defunct companies? Absolutely, Onabushu. There's a whole group of collectors for coins. I mean, David Schwager, who was in chat earlier, I don't know if he still is, has a whole book on sample slabs, and that's just sample slabs. There's dozens and dozens of different companies that issued samples that are highly collectible, but there are collectors that go out there and try to find one of every grading company. And there are probably, without exaggeration, over 100 different grading companies probably that have existed. Some are way more collectible than others, but. And Christopher W., that one's yours. Thank you for the bids. All right, this next one is a group of coins, so we're going to have to show this, but it was a donation. We're happy to get the donations. This one here is a group of silver coins donated by Craig Durbin. Most of them are silver. We'll go through this. So what this is Craig Durbin bought some rolls from Big Mill Hunt Silver on one of his shows here on YouTube. And what they do is they go through rolls of $50, searching for silver and other stuff like double dies and just dates that aren't usually in circulation. And whatever they find in the rolls, they get to keep. And then they also get some extras as gifts as well. So Craig basically said, hey, Big Mill, send everything I just won there to Kittle for his coin club. So let's see what we get here. And all this is up for auction starting at $1. Right here, we got a 1918 San Francisco, I believe. Let me look. I'm wrong. I lied. It's a 1918 Denver Walking Liberty $50. And I can show this under the scope if it matters. Got one little tiny, tiny rim ding. But it's a 1918 D $50. A 1968 Denver 40% Kennedy. A 2018 Denver Kennedy. Looks like brand new. Like it should. There's a Barber quarter here. 1907. I don't see a mint mark, so a 1907 Barber. Here's a dateless Standing Liberty quarter with a D mint mark. I don't know what date it is. I can't make out a date. But it's a Denver Mint Standing Liberty quarter. There's a Mercury dime here, 1945, and it has an S mint mark, 45S. And then there's a Roosevelt dime silver, 1964, out of Denver. So you get 7 different coins total, and 6 of those 7 are silver. And there you go. So what do we
Craig
got
is
here?
at $50.
Craig's at $50. Okay. Thank you, Craig, for the bid. That's awesome. Now, remember, Craig donated this to the club, But I guess Craig sees something, or he's just really wanting to support the club, which is awesome. Or he sees something that he just has to have and didn't want to give away. So that's awesome. Thank you for that, Craig. Appreciate the support. That is awesome. And if she bids 55, do you get Craig? You got to ask. I don't know about that new line. I'm going to go ahead and count that down because I think Craig's blowing everybody out of the water on that one. Don't you think? So do appreciate that, Craig. That's awesome. New line actually bid 55. There you go. Very good, new line. Now I'm only going to send you what's right here, new line. So I'm only going to send what's right there. And Craig goes to 60. And Don, your bid of 51 didn't make it. New line goes to 65. Uh-oh. Now, if you guys wanted to see any of the coins under the microscope, let me know. But they look pretty good, except the only one I noticed is the little issues. There's this tiniest of a ding right there near the date on the 18 Denver $50. We got Craig at 70. $70. Look at these guys showing some support to the club. That's just great. Really do appreciate it. New line just wants to win. New line at 75. New line, it looks like Craig might want to win more because Craig just bid $100. Holy cow. Now remember, there are other items coming up, gentlemen, but we do, the support of the club's amazing. Craig Durbin at 100. He says 100 and run it again. Come on, Craig. Are you serious? Well, all right. Well, I'm just going to go sold right there. Oh, and new line. Oh, I was just going to go sold for Craig at 100. And we're going to auction it again, new line, because that's just crazy. I got it in just before you did that, new line. Hopefully that's not a problem for you. Hopefully I didn't just screw that up by not counting it down. Did I just screw that up, Don?
No, because you're running it again.
I think I'm going to run it again. So now you guys can start bidding again at $1, I think. I think that's what Craig wants to do, and he just wants to raise the money for the club. And sorry, new line, if you don't like the way that was done, but it's all good. You'll still be okay. So we're going to start. I'm going to go ahead and paste that back in here. Craig, that's just amazing, dude. You're awesome. So we're going to start it again. Lot number 7, donated by Craig Durbin twice, starting at $1. That's pretty awesome. Blowing me away here. I can't believe you guys do that, but that's awesome.
SoCal's at 51 for the moment.
SoCal jumps it to 51. Nice. Yeah, Craig, that's amazing. SoCal box breaks at 51. And I will actually count this one down 3-2 unsold. I just couldn't believe that Craig said run it again to do it that way. So
I think there are 16 lots, Johnny Ray. It's in the description.
Yeah, 16 lots in the description. And while you guys are bidding, I'll read what's left coming up just in case some of you guys are on devices that can't see it. Coming up next is a 2019 Germania 5-mark silver with an eye color finish. Lot 9,
you guys are going to like that one, yeah.
1941 Canadian $50 graded ICCS MS60. Lot 10, 49 Canada $50, ICCS MS62. Lot 11 is a 41S Mercdime graded PCGS MS65. Lot 12 is an 1864 Confederate $2 note. Lot 13 is a 1974 Federal Reserve note, $1, with an error misalignment on reverse, which is really cool. Lot 14 is a 2011 Canada $20 Christmas tree silver coin with green crystals on it, NGC proof 69. Lot 15 is a 2013 P Perthment Australian $2 gold koala graded PCGS proof 69 deep cameo. And lot 16, the final one of the night, is a 2020 W V75 proof silver eagle, which is right now at PCGS getting graded for you for free. We don't even know what it'll grade, but there you go. And back to the auction. Sorry, I just wanted to read that.
New line kind of wins.
Hold on. Craig Durbin. Nubs says, you guys are crazy. $10 super chat. Nubs, thank you for that. What are we doing? New Line bids 52 with a $52 super chat.
New Line wins.
New Line. You're going to have to take him away from the keyboard here pretty soon. But New Line, that's I think I'm just going to count that down here. And I'm actually going to count it, but wow. Okay.
Oh, did you get it?
You know what? I got to show the screen here. This is what I said I had to do. Showing the screen there.
Muscle
I go
Shell
3, 2, 1 sold. And Muscle Shell, you just missed it. Believe me, I wish I could take that for the club, but I got to be fair to all. New Line got that one at 52. There are more items to come up, Muscle Shell.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want a chance to win some of them. But appreciate your bids, of course. And
thank you, New Line and Craig.
New Line, Craig, Muscle Shell, everybody bidding on everything. Don, you too. Let's pack these up. These are expensive coins all of a sudden here. Holy smokes. And yes, you do get it in the plastic baggie. I will send that, which comes sealed with the Big Mill sticker right there. So you do get all the bells, all the whistles. Holy smokes. You guys are being very generous and really do appreciate that. All the club members I know do. Because that just makes it more fun for future meetings, and we can keep it going. All right. What am I missing in chat? Anything? I don't think so. They're just all saying Muscle Shell, and you guys are crazy, and thanks, New Line, you're crazy and generous and fun. And Big Mill's fingerprints may be on those coins. Look at Aaron and SoCal. They're bidding on it, and I haven't even shown the coin. What this is, Don, you might even be able to explain it more. It's 2019 Germania.
Mm-hmm. It's an eye color
finish, apparently.
Yeah.
And I don't know what color this is because I'm colorblind, apparently, but it looks like a lime green.
I think it has a special name. I don't think they call it lime green.
I know there was one that was yellow. This ain't yellow to me.
That's not yellow. No.
Is it the chartreuse?
No. What? No.
I don't know.
No.
I looked up to see what
chartreuse is like purple, isn't it?
I don't think that's purple, but whatever it is.
No, that's not purple. It's like a lime green color. I don't know what it is.
They sell this color right here, everybody. It's this color right here.
Exactly.
You can look them up on eBay. I know they sell for a ton.
They do. Yeah, the Germania
1 ounce of
silver.
silver. Here's the information on the back. German. It's not really real money though either. 5 marks. It's Germania mint though, right?
Yes.
It's not issued by Germany.
No.
Okay, so it's 2019 4.9 silver, 1 troy ounce with the eye color finish, but it's still really cool design, and they're real popular. And JW wants to know the melting point of it. Gringo says chartreuse is green, so maybe that is. Maybe I am right.
I'm going to Google that right now.
Yeah, you guys Google that.
I thought chartreuse is purple.
It's green. Gordon agrees. It's green. Okay. See, I thought it was more of like a yellowish neon green color, but maybe that's what we got. So anyway, we got bids. We got 28, 30, 33, 34, 35, reds up to 40.
Oh, that is an ugly color.
Red goes to 50.
Wow.
New Line said it looks radioactive as hell. I believe that's the official name of the color.
That's fine. Yeah.
Looks like we got redneck at 50, unless I missed any.
Yeah, green chartreuse.
JW says he'll melt it. What did you say to Gordon? I'm sorry?
52.
Yeah.
52 to Gordon. Gordon is at 52. And Don, if you want to type in his bids,
I'm doing that.
In case they can't hear. Perfect. Randy says it's god awful green is the name of it.
It's actually really, really nice in hand. It is bright.
It's a little brighter than the color of Gringo's green car. I know that. It's a little brighter color than the Mopar Gringo. Aaron goes to 55. Aaron Krause at 55. Red says he's out.
I'm out.
Gordon says he's out. $55. Aaron Krause in the lead.
Gringo, I did find that, yes, chartreuse is the ugliest green possible. Yes.
Is that the one we're selling right now?
No. Just the color chartreuse. I have no idea what this one is called.
I think it's lime green then.
It's like a lime green color.
There probably is an official. There probably is a official.
Yeah.
This one I just want to confirm with the Aaron, correct? Yeah, Aaron Krause. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Yeah. Awesome. That's a cool, and it's going to look better, and the design is cool. It'll look better in person.
It is a very
on the webcam here for sure.
Yeah.
Next up, we think we got a couple Canadian coins. And there's one of them right there. Now, if you're not familiar with Canadian coins and how they grade them, I mean, you can get them graded by PCGS or NGC. Somebody just bid 100 on something, even though we're not selling anything. Is that what's going on? A trench? I don't know. We'll see. We'll put up the next one. And not familiar with A trench. I don't know if I've seen them, but we're starting the next item. This is lot 9, 1941, $50. ICCS MS60 is the grade of it. Now, you can get your coins, Canadian coins, graded by NGC, PCGS, but a lot of Canadian collectors like using ICCS. And what they do is they put the coins in a PVC-free flip, and then they put them in this bigger flip and seal it all together. So there we go. Oh, he was saying 100 likes. I'm like, gotta be careful with them numbers, bro.
It's actually just bumped to 103, yeah.
Well, thanks for all the support, everybody. So this here, 1941, and Canadian coins go that way. It's a really nice 41 $50.
Alfred R is at 22.
22. Alfred R is going to get free shipping because I already owe him a box of stuff too. But only Alfred R. Everybody else has to pay $5. And then if you're in Alfred R is from Canada, I already owe him a box. If you're outside of the U.S., obviously the $5 shipping is for U.S. residents. Hopefully that understands. I'll work with you the best you can, and we'll, we're not going to charge you more than the shipping. And I'll look for your guidance if you're outside of the U.S. on the best way to ship and what to put on your customs labels, whatever your country says we need to do. Caveman goes to 25. New Line says better than ICG, maybe. Well, I mean, I know Canadian coin collectors love these, especially at the higher end. Now, a lot more are getting into PCGS, I think, but I see a lot of Canadian coins in these holders. I don't know what you see at the shop, Don, if you get them like this,
or every now and again. It's actually very uncommon to get those. I think I've only seen 5 or 6 total in the shop.
I mean, I see them at coin shows, and I see them online being sold all the time for Canadian collectors and in auctions.
Yeah, no, we don't get many of those in the shop.
Okay. Yep. Caveman goes to 28. Alfred to 29. Send it back home to Alfred, says Aaron. Caveman to 30. And you know what? While you guys are bidding, I actually have this within an arm's reach. Let's go. I didn't even look this up. Let's look it up in the Canadian book that Alfred says. I think he says this isn't even the best book. It's the best book I know to get. So right here, this is the information on the 41 $50. Looks like 1.714 million minted. And what is this MS60? They have if it's the narrow date, they say it's worth 45. Wide date, it's worth 50. And that's in Canadian dollars, I believe. So there's just the information from the book in case you were curious.
Nice.
So it really doesn't matter if it's wide date or narrow date. So I'm not really.
Alfred's up to 31.
Alfred's at 31. Let's go ahead and maybe send it back to Canada where it belongs, right?
He knows what it's worth.
Alfred knows what it's worth. He's like, shut up, Kittle, and sell it.
Yeah.
Caveman goes to 32. And no, Alfred, we won't do any auctioneering voice. Green Go has forbid us from doing that ever again. 32 to Caveman. Counting it down. We made our findings very public. But the liberal media and members of the other political parties sold the Caveman. Dismiss our work. And thank you very much. But Alfred, you get one more chance. This is a different one here. And I'll actually have copy and paste the information in there so you know what we're selling. This one here is a little bit higher grade, a little later date. This here's a 1949, another King George VI, MS62 this time. Another ICCS, just another nice mint state half.
Dennis Berry's at 15. Garrett goes to 16.
And
Nubs is at 17, and Alfred bangs it to 25.
Since I have that book handy, let's take a look in the book, and I'm just curious at least to see the mintage and the information about it. And I guess I should look up. Maybe it's some rare date. I don't know Canadian coins. So anyway, here's the page for 1949. Looks
Steve
like
Woods goes to 30.
Looks like there's a narrow date, a wide date, and a wide date with a hoof over a 9 over 9. Well, they didn't put that on the label, so that's not what we got. So narrow date and wide date, they're the same price. $60 in MS60, $150 in MS63, and this one's an MS62. So in Canadian dollars, the book says it's worth between $60 and $150. So that's what the Canada book says. The Charlton Guide, for those of you looking for that book. It is not, well, I'll show you under the microscope. You can look at it. I'm certain ICCS, if it was the expensive variety, they would have put that on the holder. And let me just make sure it's not on the holder. Let's look at the holder. No, they just say Canada, 1949. Nothing under comments. That's where they would list the varieties right there under comments.
Steve Woods goes to 40.
Steve Woods
goes to 45, but Party Pickle's at 41, so 45.
So let's look at the date. I just want to. I'll show. I think I looked at it already, and it's not. There's the 1949. No hoof protruding over the 9.
Yep. Nope.
And it looks like to me more the narrow date from the book. But there's the design, just nice mint state. Usually I don't see them looking like this. Usually when I get them, they're like XF or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the Albers, George. MS62.
Yeah, that's actually really nice.
Cape Man at $46. That's the highest I see there. What do you see? It looks like
that's 46. Yep, that just came in. Yep.
Am I still holding on to some stuff for Party Pickle? I don't remember Party Pickle. I think so. Steve Woods goes. It's not terribly expensive. I think it's. What are we trying to figure out here? I don't know. Oh, New Line was asking about a Merc dime and ICG VG10. Would you buy it? And right. I didn't look at the dime. I would not say no to ICG just because it's ICG, but I wouldn't say yes either.
No, that's what I told him. I'd have to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bank on it being a VG10 in another holder either, but it could be. I need to look at it. But.
Yep.
Steve Woods at 47. Let's go ahead and do this. That goes to Steve Woods for 47. Congratulations, sir. Was it 47, did I say? Yes. That's what it was. All right, where did I put the coin? It's under the microscope. There we go. I'm getting lost at my desk. I haven't left my chair, and I get lost. All right, next up is a Mercury dime. A nice, shiny, pretty. In a PCGS holder. Believe it or not. It's an older PCGS holder, actually. Not too old, but older. I mean, heck, this is like, we're going to start calling this old blue holder, aren't they? Where they put the series and the coin number on them. This is one of the first blue holder ones, right up when they switched to the green holder, after the green holder. It's a 1941S at MS65. It is not close to full bands, not even close.
Randy is at 25.
Randy wants it.
Steve goes to 26. Redneck Stacker at 30.
You want to see it under the scope, let me know. I can do that. But all right. You're my boy, Blue. This is Pickle. You like those holders? Yeah, so if you're not familiar with what I was talking about, the old one, they put a series number. 31 means Mercury dime, and then coin number 65. This is the 65th coin in the set of Merc dimes, according to PCGS. So they thought it'd be fun for people to try to collect all of them, and then they can put them all in order by having the numbers. But not everybody liked that because some people don't want the 42 over 41 in their set. Some people do, but if they assign a coin number to it, then the people that don't want it in their set looks like they're missing a coin when just people didn't like it. They didn't use it for a while.
New line is at $50.
Okay, new line at 50. Scope it, says Garrett. Yeah, you can take a look at it. We like looking at coins anyway. What else we got to do, right? What else we got to do? I can't even go outside and eat at a restaurant here in California, so might as well show some stuff under a microscope here. Maybe I should focus this. Oh, there we go.
That'd be nice.
Jeez. Now, focus was just a little different because now this is sitting up in a slab instead of flat on this thing. There's the 41. Shiny Purdy. There's the reverse. Not even close to full bands, in my opinion. Pretty flat. Kind of a mushy S mint mark, too. All right, let's count it down. I think New Line's taking this one home. I think that's what he's saying.
Sounds like it.
Going right to that basement where he stores everything. Does not have a full band designation. Does not.
Yeah, you can see right there on the screen. It's not full bands. It's nice though. It's a very nice coin.
New Line, congrats. I should probably switch this back to the other camera before doing that. Thank you very much, Mr. New Line. What's next? Probably lot number 12. Lot number 12 is another donation. So I'll have to explain what we got there. Nothing like Peace and Mercs and SLQs. It's nice coins for sure. Oh, I just messed this up. Hold on. Let me undo that, I think. Yeah, undo. I love the undo button. That's like one of my favorite things on computers. Being able to undo all of the stuff I screwed up. All right. This here's a lot number 12. It's a Confederate note. And it was a donation from Travis Wisely and Leslie Starnes. And this is what we got. This is what they sent us. $2 Confederate. Let me get the holder out of the way there. And they sent a nice little letter here explaining what they're doing here. And I'm going to share it with you all. This is a donation. You said that you were wanting to do more paper during your last auction. Here's a $2 Confederate note. And they say they run Facebook Live auctions Saturday and Sunday nights in a group called A Scavenger's Life Live Facebook Auctions. A Scavenger's Life Live Facebook Auctions, it seems. All coins and currency, and they want us to come visit them. So I guess there's some Facebook Live auctions on Saturday and Sunday nights that they run. Awesome. And they're saying thank you from Leslie Starnes and Travis Wisely. Well, thanks for the donation of the Confederate note here. That's awesome. There are definitely quite a few paper money collectors that not only follow what we do here, but watch, but also come to our meetings as well. So I know there's people that like this, and so here's what we got. $2.
I think Travis was in chat earlier during the meeting.
I did see Travis earlier, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So there we go. $2.
We're up to 20. Christopher W.
Now, I'm not very familiar with these, but I looked at it as much as I could, and I compared it to online. It looks genuine, looks pretty legit to me. I looked it up. There's many different series. I believe this is called the 7th series, and I believe the catalog number is T-70 on this one. And I don't know if that helps any of you out there, but there you go. 25.
Muscle Shell to 25. Christopher W to 28.
I don't know offhand value of it. Like value, I don't know. I'm not going to speak to that. It's an auction. It starts at $1. Everything goes to the club. So we'll see. Muscle Shell goes to 35. Chris W goes to 40. And these are not printed on the reverse. They come blank. So don't be freaked out about that. This doesn't smell all funky like Joe was talking about the stuff you get like at the theme parks and everything. Wow, this escalated quickly. Muscle Shell to 50, Chris to 60, and Muscle Shell to 70. Do I have any more slabbed ancient silver coins from Rome or Egypt? No, I don't, Redneck. Nothing like that. No.
Really Did you already get rid of that Athenia one?
Well, I got one that's the Athens Owl, but that's a Greek one, and it's pretty darn. It's like I don't even know what I have it priced at anymore. It's up there. It's definitely not a common one. I mean, it's a common one actually, but it's just a nice high grade. Muscle Shell at 70. Nice. Oh, I hate to wait. Better late than never. Welcome.
Redneck Stacker, you should be able to see that coin on his website if you go there and check under World Coins.
Oh, I mean, I could probably pull it up and do an extra show and tell right now if I wanted to. All right. That went to, let me write this down before I forget it. That went to Muscle Shell at 70. Muscle Shell, that's awesome. Definitely appreciate your support. I appreciate everybody's support. It's amazing that the club has this many friends.
Thank you, Travis, for donating that.
Absolutely. Travis and Leslie, awesome donation to the club. Glad to have your support. And yes, hey, look, let's plug what they were plugging there. It was the Facebook auction, right? Let's get the right name of it out there. If you guys want more auctions than this and all that you see on YouTube, right there, Facebook live auctions on Saturday and Sunday nights, a group called A Scavenger's Life Live Facebook Auctions. There you go. I am not familiar with that one, but I will be checking it out. And Muscle Shell wants to send that to A Trench. Really? Okay. Oh, Muscle Shell. I would just need A Trench's information, and that's all I can do. So then we can do that for you. That's very generous. That's awesome. Oh, I got to put the information. I'm wondering, why is no one bidding on this cool thing? First of all, I haven't showed it, and I got to put the information in. This is a donation from Greg Berkovitz. Remember, Greg gave us the talk on U.S. paper currency a while back, a two-parter, and he's done a few donations for us. This here is a 1974 Federal Reserve note. It's got some folds in it. He grades it as VF plus, but when you look at the reverse, you can see it's an error. Misalignment is what he calls it. Misaligned error coin, and he said something else about it. What did he say? He said error note misalignment on the reverse, and it's in the catalog as 1908-C. Okay, but these are definitely they get up there in value when you get a misalignment like that. I don't know, can't tell you the exact value, but you guys can tell me. We got it up to 25 right now at Chris W. Don goes to 27.5. I guess I'll leave it like this, huh? So you can see the misalignment. 30 to Chris W. And I'm going to go like this and go email. So my email pops up for A Trench. A Trench is like, Muscle Shell, you're nuts. But thanks. And let me do something here, which I probably shouldn't be doing this in the middle of an auction, but I like showing off stuff. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. You guys want to see that coin I was talking about, the Athens Owl? There's the link right there. I got it priced at $2,000 on my website. There is a YouTube video. If you scroll down towards the bottom of that listing, if you want to see the video, I would sell it for a little bit less than $2,000. I'm not firm on that price.
Christopher W is at 35.
Christopher W is at 35 on the misaligned error. $1 from 1974. Pretty cool bill. So there again, there's how it looks. Really wide margin there on the bottom. Crazy. And there's the front. Christopher W. $35. And here we go. Okay, Red, I'll check my email. That's going to go home to Christopher W. Thanks, Chris. That was 35. Thank you very much. Well, that is it for the currency, or paper money, I should say, right? What do we got? 3 items left. And I only have 2 on my desk. Was that right, Don?
That is correct, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And why is that? Because of Don thought he was going to be fun?
Don thought he was smart, and Don is not very smart. PCGS is.
I thought the thoughts were good. Believe me, I was getting very frustrated the last few days with you not telling me when the hell I'm getting the coin and why.
I was hoping to have it back.
Could you tell I was getting frustrated at all?
Yeah, a little bit. Daily messages, minutely messages. Yeah.
Did you care at all? No.
I did a little.
Look at this shiny purdy. Look at what Canada does. Canada's crazy.
I think
aren't those a real country anyway? Isn't that what South Park does?
Aren't those like the Swarovski crystals, right?
They are.
Yeah.
So what this is the 2011 $20 face value Christmas tree. It's a 1-ounce silver coin. It's got the queen. And it's got a pretty sweet Christmas tree right in front of a nice window with snow outside. And it's got 5 green crystals as the ornaments.
That ain't no holiday tree.
I gotta show that. Oh no, that's not a holiday tree. This is actually a Christmas tree. It says right on the label. And you can see right there. Well, that doesn't really. I guess you can see the crystals. Cool.
Alfred's at 35. Steve Woods goes to 36.
Now, just so you guys know, when they sell these when they get these fancy, what is that, 1-ounce coins that are $20 face value on a Canadian website, they usually sell them between $80 and $120 a coin. That's what they sell for. And that's Canadian dollars, and that's when they're brand new. So they're usually really low mintage. I did not look up the mintage of this coin. I'm sure it's low. I didn't even look it up. But it's cool. It's NGC graded. I just want to let you guys know that it is the 1-ounce 2011. Really cool. So Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We got Steve Woods at 55. Redneck goes to 55. Sorry, Steve was 51. Red's 55. Steve 56. Aaron 57.
60.
They're not emeralds, Randy. They're what are they even made of? I don't even know.
They're Swarovski. It's glass. It's a special crystal glass. Okay. Yeah, it's a leaded glass, and they made 15,000.
It's a little speck better than plastic, but
yeah,
I mean 15,000. Actually, that's
15,000
really
is the mintage that I found.
That's actually really high mintage for what I usually see on Canadian websites.
Well, not for holiday coins. It's not.
Is it okay? Because I know a lot of their 1-ounce stuff. I mean, it's like 2,500 or 5,000.
Yeah, but the more holiday thing they do,
that probably makes
because
sense.
It's more widely collected than just animals.
So $60 was New Line, 63 Steve Woods, 65 New Line. Steve goes to 67. Yeah, it's just something different, something cool.
Gordon was saying something.
I was Gordon. At 60, but I'm outbid so far.
I'm sorry, Gordon.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that. So we got
Steve Woods at 67.
And we got 2 more items left to go. And we'll go ahead and sell this, I think.
Yeah. This is an amazing Christmas present for somebody.
Save it till next year. It'll be 10 years old and it'll be worth probably double.
Yeah, there you go.
Could be. Steve. Nice. And it's sold. It sold. 67. Congrats. That is a cool piece. But speaking of cool pieces, look at that little one there. Look at that little guy. Where's my list of stuff here? My phone's buzzing like crazy. I'm getting emails popping up. Windows open all over the place. All right. That is a 2013 Perth Mint Australian $2 gold Koala. PCGS. And
was that like a 20th ounce or something?
It's a half a gram, actually. We're gonna get that one under the microscope. I believe it's half a gram. Is that correct?
I believe so. Yep. Yeah, and Alfred's at $55.
Hold on, we're not even gonna. This camera's not gonna show you anything. Let's get that right to the microscope. I think we need the microscope for this one. It's still really cool.
Goes to 60. Rate. There we go. It's nice.
0.5 gram, 4/9 gold. Australian koala, and it's you see there. It looks like there's scratches. I don't think
the case.
That's a reflection of a scratch on the case. That's how zoomed in.
Yeah, you see it moving.
Yep. The coin's basically perfect in there. You can see the scratches and marks on the plastic in the microscope here, but the coin is awesome.
The P is for the Perth Mint.
Perth Mint. And Alfred, you do get the queen on this one too. I know you like coins with the queen. It's not funny.
Gringo is up to $60.
It's funny. Gringo at $60. Alfred goes to 61. It is a little tiny coin too. It's let's see. What can I? Did I got like a Merc dime handy or something?
It's smaller than a Dos Peso, I think, or about the same size.
No, it's smaller than a Dos Peso for sure.
Okay.
What grade is it?
It's a Proof 69 Deep Cameo by how can I not have like a coin next to me?
No, new line. It's a half of a gram, not a tenth of a gram.
1/2 of a gram, 0.5 grams. So it's 1/62 of an ounce, 1/62, basically. Whatever the heck that means. It would definitely fit into a cent roll if you were to crack it out. Like here's the side of a Kennedy half for comparison. That's the only coin I got handy. So let's show it under the other scope there, just so you can see the scale, so you know what you're getting into. Yeah, this is like 1/3 the size of a Dos Peso, then, if that's what it weighs in grams. Yes.
Well, the weight, but it's this one's kind of very thin, so it might be almost the same size.
The diameter's it's thin.
Yeah,
it's a little thin coin.
Yeah.
So that's that. I don't know what is gold for what's a gram of gold, about $60, Don. So yeah, melt value is about $30, but you don't get coins this small for melt. You don't even get 10th ounce gold for melt anymore.
No, the 10th ounce gold coins we have at the shop are about $40 over per 10th.
You can get 10th ounce some stuff close, but anything smaller than 10th is huge premiums. Huge. Yeah. So we got who's winning this? I haven't even been paying attention. Aaron Krause, $62. Is that what I see?
55.
Gordon's at 55. We got a bid of 62 in the chat. It's the highest.
I'm out.
Aaron Krause is at 62. And this one has a koala on it, guys. Come on, man.
Yeah.
JW would absolutely fit in a dime roll. Absolutely. In any roll of U.S. coins you could imagine.
Yeah.
Even like gold $1 coins, probably.
Yeah, probably not 3-cent silvers. Oh, maybe it's the same size.
Smaller than a 3-cent silver for sure.
Oh man.
And Alfred went to 63. How could I not have any coins around? I mean, I do have coins. I would have to stand up and move to get them. Let's go. Oh, here's a penny, or a cent, as some would call it, to compare.
Uh-oh.
Some would say cent.
All right, Lima, when you're watching this back tomorrow, clip that.
No, Young Coin Hunter put a whole video out of it, me calling it penny. So you can see it's like big difference.
It's about the size of Lincoln's head. A little bigger.
Smaller.
64 to Aaron, 65 Alfred. And Young Coin Hunter's right there. He's like, uh-oh. Aaron goes to 66. New Line said, if only it had an emu on it. Well, they do have the really tiny Australian kangaroos. I don't know if they have emus on it.
I do believe they have an emu coin, actually.
I know some of the older Australian, they always had like the coat of arms that had the emu and the kangaroo. But
no, I think they did a emu bullion piece. I don't know what it is. It might be like a palladium 1 ounce or something silly, but
no, not. But yeah, a little tiny one though. I don't know. I know they make really tiny kangaroos that are like.
I think it's big.
Kangaroos that are this size, don't they? I've had them before.
Oh yeah, they have half-gram kangaroos.
I got half-gram kangaroo. All right, I think we're going to count it down. I think Aaron's might be winning this one. Plus Alfred's lying and saying won't fight you anymore. You can lie to each other in the auction. That's fine.
2018 1 ounce Australian silver emus or golds. Yep.
Aaron Krause takes that home, $66. Okay, Don Berry is responsible for this next item that the club owns now. And let's go ahead. Thank you, Aaron, for your bid. Thank you, Alfred. Sorry you didn't get that one. Actually, I'm not sorry. I mean, it could have been another $1. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Alfred, for your bids on that. Next up is I don't have anything to show you guys, unfortunately. What we do
you could put a picture.
I can put the information. I don't have any pictures. I don't. Actually, you know what? No, I don't.
put an empty box on your table. It's the same thing.
No, it isn't. What we got is the 2020 W V75 Proof Silver Eagle. Now the mint sold those for, what was it, $83?
$83
plus shipping, and they sold out within an hour, within a half hour, whatever it was. It was crazy. Most people couldn't even get their orders in, and then right away you had dealers spending, $500, $600 or more to get them. I think right now dealers are still paying $450-ish. Is that about right for just sight unseen?
Sight unseen. I think it's a little bit less, but
no, if they're sealed in the box or unlooked at. I saw a bid yesterday. I think $460 somebody was paying for sealed boxes.
Oh, well, there you go. I don't know. I don't know.
Is what the dealers are paying for sealed. Now, this coin, Don thought it'd be fun to send it out and get it graded first before we did this auction. And you guys know PCGS. He even sent it in with an expedited order.
Yep.
And if there's two words that should never go together is PCGS and quick, or PCGS and expedited, or PCGS and fast. Even if you pay them a lot extra, like
it was a lot extra.
How many days ago did you mail it?
They received it on the 1st, and they haven't even logged it in yet.
So they received it on the 1st. He paid for expedited, and they haven't logged it into our account yet.
Yeah, for 5-day processing.
So he paid for 5-day processing, which is expensive. And they don't count that 5 days until they log it into the system. So the first basically 10 days, not all those are business days in fairness. Not all I'll try to bring up a picture of this because I probably shouldn't have it ready, but let's go ahead and try to do this. Where do I even find this? US Mint, probably? Yeah.
Or just
So
Google
how
it.
long, let me ask you a question. How long is, I have a free walkthrough. How long is that going to take?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know those things you get from ICTA when you read.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. And I know, like right now, like you could go there and drop off coins, but still, the last time I went there and dropped off coins, they still didn't log it into the account until like several days later. So they kind of cheat on their processing times by like not logging stuff in immediately.
As long as it's postmarked, they'd have to honor it.
No. The whole thing is, even if you pay for 5-day or next day processing, they don't guarantee the processing time.
No, what I'm saying though is the free walkthrough expires on December 31st. As long as it's there by then, they have to honor it, I would think.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I'm not sure on that. But
so let's see.
Oops.
Yeah, so we have no idea what grade it's going to come back. It's going to be a 69 or a 70.
If you're not familiar, this is what it is. At the end of World War II, they put a V75 privy mark on it. They sold out of these pretty much immediately because they only minted 75,000. I guess that makes it like the third lowest Eagle ever, I think, because they had the 95W and then that bullcrap one they sold the other last year that was like just under that mintage.
The 2019 S, yeah.
Yeah, the enhanced whatever crap that they did. But yeah, this thing here, that's what it is. That's what you're getting. So you'll be getting it back. Don sent it in. We were going to sell it just sealed in the box so you could do whatever you want with it. So instead of showing nothing under the camera, we would be showing you an empty box or a sealed box. Great. So what you're going to get is you're going to get this coin back from PCGS. It's going to be just in a holder. I don't think it's going to have first strike and special labels. It's just going to be graded by PCGS. And you're either going to get a MS or Proof 69 or a Proof 70. Now, of course, if it comes back Proof 70, I think those are going for $600, $700, $800 or something right now. They're crazy. The Proof 69's still going for $400 or $500. I don't know what you're going to get. We can't guarantee. All we know is we're selling you the coin and you're getting free PCGS grading. And I don't know when you're getting it back.
Well,
but probably by the end of the year, hopefully.
Yeah, and come on now. And you're also going to do a special unboxing video just for this coin.
Am I? I don't know about that. We'll see.
He might. Or at least he'll do a video on the coin, make it with his special Gemda P. What is it?
Gymno PD number 3.
That one. He'll do a special one of those.
That's not for the unboxing videos. That's just for the close.
No, but he might do one of those videos for you.
That is not part of the auction right now, but maybe.
He might.
So I can't find my chat anymore here. Where are we bidding?
Well, Steve Woods is at 330.
330, okay. And let's see, we're gonna scroll back. Postmark ranting. No, I don't care about postmarks. That's fine. Yours hasn't been posted. So Silver Nitrate sent his in November 24th, and his hasn't been logged in. Now you got to remember, PCGS is here in Southern California. Everything's like on extreme lockdown. Remember, I can't even eat outside at a restaurant anymore. Outside by myself, 40 feet away from any other person. If I'm the only one at the restaurant, they won't even serve me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Nope,
doesn't happen. Not in California.
And you're supposed to wear your mask in your house.
Well, unless you're a governor.
Yeah.
I just know that PCGS might have different hours, or they might be doing different things. Not only that, PCGS is going through a private sale right now. They're not going to be a public company anymore if their board voted on that. So I don't know what they're doing. I know they're in litigation over that because a lot of the shareholders are upset about this and are suing them. So I don't know. I don't have any other insight. I just know there's a lot going on at PCGS. I don't know if that's delaying orders or not. So
we were at 365.
365. I kind of want to bid on it because that's way too cheap, but I don't want to bid against people. I don't want to do that because I know it's worth more than that.
I agree, Moose.
Especially if it comes back at 70. If it comes back at 70, it's easy. Well, at least right now. Again, there's a little bit of risk that it might not come back for a while, and then how do we know, what the market's going to be in 2 weeks? I don't know, but I know right now 70s are going. And like I said, I'm not telling you to buy it as a 70. I'm telling you buy it as a raw coin sealed in the box that comes with free PCGS grading. So whether it's a 69 or a 70. You can do your own math and play around with the pop reports and see what you think it could be. We've never seen the coin.
Nope.
What are these things retail? Do line, like I said, I know there's a dealer right now on Facebook. He's paying $460 for coins sealed in the box and $450 for raw coins that have been opened. So if you bought this today and actually got it from PCGS today as a 69, you could crack it out, put it back in the box, and sell it to that dealer for $450.
So do you get the box with this?
No, I don't think they're going to send the box back. It'll just be certified coin.
But PCGS does send back the packaging if you ask them to. I don't know what not. Orbush says, what if it comes back a 68? I guess that's possible, but the chances of that are like 0.00001. I mean, there's always a small chance. There's a small chance it could come back cleaned. Even if you send a new coin, seriously, you can send a new coin from the U.S. Mint sealed in a box. They can put whatever the hell they want in the leaf, and I've seen it happen. It's crazy. It's very, very rare and not going to happen. And you know what? If it comes back, I don't even know. If it comes back something other than, if it comes back not graded, then you don't. We'll buy it back from you, and we'll find you another coin or something. That's crazy. We're not gonna stick you with something crazy. Now it also could have a minting air on it. Who knows what's in there? That might probably make it more valuable. I don't know. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing sold. We got Greg Berkovitz at $425. If there's any other questions about this, I know it's weird. We're selling you basically, just nothing under the camera, but hopefully you guys understand what's going on. JC Will says, hope it's not an air. Well, actually, some people would hope that it is an air because some of the Silver Eagle air coins, depending on what the air is, go for big bucks.
Huge money.
So now I'm not telling you to hope that it is because the chances there's a minting error on it are very, very small too. So what do we got? We got Greg at 425. Was it the last bid? I think so. Greg at 425. So here we go. Any other questions? I can try to find. Jay was like, I would hope it's an air. Jeez. Yeah, think about it. 75,000 mintage. Do you want one of? They're all going to be 69s or 70s. Do you want one like everybody else has, or do you want that one that's like way, way different? I mean, there's some collectors that would pay extra for that. Jack 5 goes to 427. We'll take it. It's for the club. We'll take that, Jack.
435.
Gordon goes 435. Don, you want to type that in for him?
Yep.
So we can see in case they're muted. Greg also goes 435, but I heard Gordon say it first, so I'm going to have to say Gordon's first at 435.
Yeah.
New Line says, I love the bid, but you know what? I'm saving my pennies. Oh, no doubt, New Line. No doubt.
Greg goes to 445.
Information, because some people are even asking what we're selling. So Greg's at 445. That's what we're selling right there, Lady Kid. It's a 2020 V75 Eagle. It's at PCGS right now. We thought it would be back from grading, but they're doing stuff way, way slower than we ever imagined. So now they usually do slow down around the holidays too, but this year being 2020, it's just ridiculous.
Shannon, that's funny.
Bidding on that black spot. This right here. Well, let me
I'm out.
We got Greg Berkovitz at $445.
I'm out.
Gordon is out. Don, you out?
I didn't bid.
Oh, you waiting to snipe? Okay.
Maybe.
No, hey, we'll sell it. We'll sell it.
Ooh, Party.
Shannon,
Party saying he wants to bid on your sticker.
Party, I think I've already sent you all of my stickers. Sold. Goodbye. Now I hope you get a 70, Greg. I hope you do.
So do I.
Even at a 69, that's a good price if that's something you've been looking for. Congratulations, Greg. And Greg, thanks for all the donations as well to the club. They did good for the club, and I hope you agree with that. Thank you, everyone, for all the donations, those of you that have donated. Thanks all to all the bidders, of course. And not only that, thanks to everybody just being here, hanging out, watching the meeting, and being here to support the club. It's awesome. Anything else that we need to say here, Don?
I don't think so.
I think so. So again, if you want any of the free giveaways, or if you want any auction items, you need to send me an email. Don't expect a response tonight because it's already 9 o'clock. I didn't eat my dinner and I'm grumpy and I'm tired. And I might want to go play some video games. So sometime tomorrow, hopefully, I will get back to you on the email and probably send you a PayPal invoice if you bought stuff. Now, if you know you don't want to pay by PayPal, in the email you send me in the next 24 hours or so, let me know what you're thinking. Mail a check, or if you're local, I'll meet you somewhere and we can hand it off. And of course, I'd love to sit down and have a dinner with you or a lunch with you somewhere, but we're not allowed to do that anymore, so that ain't going to happen. It's like, oh God, please send an invoice, says New Line. Okay, I can hook you up to that. Mikey said he had homemade grilled cheeseburgers and fries for dinner. Well, I'm ready for that, Mikey. I'm ready for that right about now, actually. Other than that, I think, I guess everybody, hope that you guys have happy holidays, happy New Year and everything. We will be back doing the next meeting here on YouTube the second Friday of the month, January 2021. What do you think, Don? Anything else?
No.
I can't think of anything else either. I think other than that, I think I was going to say something. But no, I can't remember. Oh, one more thing. If you've missed any of the past Coin Club meetings, don't forget all the meetings are recorded on the channel here. You can go back and watch April through November, and they're all there. Great presentations. So lots of great content there. I even added a playlist of all the Glendale Coin Club meetings to the tab of playlists if you go to my channel's homepage. So other than that, you guys have happy holidays and a
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever else you celebrate. Happy New Year as well, of course. So thanks again, everybody, for hanging out with us, and you all have
don't forget Kwanzaa.
And don't forget Kwanzaa. And if you're a Seinfeld fan, Festivus. Don't forget your aluminum pole for Festivus.
All right.
Absolutely. You guys all take care, and thanks for being a part of the club. And Gordon, thanks for joining us tonight as well.
Sorry it took me so long, but I'm finally here.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
You guys have a good one. Bye.